All right. It looks like we are live. I completely did not do any sound check or anything like that, but welcome back to the Bree Hive, everyone. Today we have a couple of different things to cover. We're going to be talking about trademark. We're going to be talking about divorce. We're going to be talking about food, one of our favorite topics on this channel. Welcome into the live stream. For those of you who do not know me, I am Boss Attorney Bree, and here on this channel, we cover trademark lawsuits, celebrity lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, and really whatever the heck we feel like covering. And today, that is exactly what we are doing. We are live on time on our appropriate day. So I would like to do a little shout out to the people in the chat. So if you are watching live, make sure you go ahead and drop a little chat so that we know you're here. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. While you guys are doing that, catching up, because you know we're a little bit delayed on here, I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little bit about the cases that we have going on. We got Kim, lady that I don't know how to say her last name, but she's from the Real Housewives. I watched her on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She is getting a divorce from her husband of like 11 years, and it's supposed to be pretty spicy. So we're going to look into that. We have an update on a trademark case that we have covered on this channel with good old Oprah. Settled her trademark case. So we're going to look into that, remind ourselves of that case, and then see what's going on there. Now, I will be honest with you guys, it doesn't give us very, very much information, but there is a settlement. So I thought that I would update you guys on the case. And then lastly, we are going to be jumping into one of our favorite type of lawsuits, which is a food lawsuit. And let me know if you guys heard about this case. It's a little bit of an old case. We're going to cover the second amended complaint. Guys, there are 3 amended complaints, just like the Samantha Markle situation. But this time, we are covering the second amended complaint. And it's a Subway lawsuit where they're being accused of having fake tuna of all things. Now, I remember this case when it first came out. Didn't really look into it too much. It has moved quite a bit along over the last year and a half, 2 years. And then it's coming to kind of an abrupt stop, but not so much. So I thought that we would cover it because I know the peeps on this channel, the Bree Hive peeps, like a good love a good food case. So that's why there's a sandwich on the thumbnail. Oprah and Kim were not just hungry. I'm like, I don't know where to put the sandwich, but I want y'all to know we got a food case. So I just put it in the middle of the thumbnail, but you know what it is. We had Hella Swanky dropping in super early. A moderator and member of the channel saying, hey, Bree Hive, happy Tuesday. Hope everyone is well and that your week is starting off right. See y'all in 30 minutes. Yes, love it. Popping in early to hit that like button. Definitely appreciate you. I hope you are having a good week. I want to ask you something, but I don't know if it's appropriate for chat. Because I know Hella Swanky is in California and they just came out with that reparations bill. Or not bill, the what is it, a policy? Something that they're recommending, right? It's not a bill yet. Have you heard about that, Hella Swanky? Let me know in the chat. What do you think about it? I think it's gonna be hard to implement. Reparations for Black folks. Tanya D says, hi to Hella Swanky. What's good to see you in the chat? Yes, and Tanya D, another moderator and member of the channel. Nice to see you. Whitney says, hello, everyone listening while walking. Well, hello and welcome in. We are happy to have you here. Another member of the channel. Ashley's mama says, hi all, I'm happy to be here. Haven't caught a live in a while. Well, I have also been missing in action sporadically, so that is all good. We are happy to have you here. Tiny D says, make sure you hit the like button on your way in to help finesse the algorithm. Yes, we need the finessing because y'all know it's been a month and it's going to continue to be a month. We're probably going to have about a 2-week break on this channel while I go on my honeymoon. I'm going to try to hop on here. It may not be like sit down live streams, but I may take y'all on some trips with me. But I'm not going to be able to have as the scheduled live streams. And if you guys are on the last live stream, I'll let you guys know I started a new position. So I'm trying to get in the role of things to make sure that we can continue on this channel. But yes, of course, we need some finessing of the algorithm. So please do hit the like button. Witness says hi to Tanya D. Deacon Fiddle says, hi, boss attorney Bree and chat. I have no idea about this lawsuit. Yeah, there's a couple of them, and we are happy to see you here. How is school going for you? When it says, oops, sorry to Tanya D. Mary Malarkey says, hello, Bree and Bree. Have another member of the channel. Hello, welcome in. It's nice to see you today. Ari, another member of the channel, saying, hey, Bree Hive, to whom it may concern, I finally finished the sweater I've been knitting during the streams. Oh, yay. Well, hopefully we get to see a picture. I know I am not the best on social media, but if you send it, can you send a message on Twitter? I don't really follow anyone on Twitter, so I don't know if you can send me messages. But send it on Twitter and I should be able to see it. Let me know when you send it. Tanya D says, hey, to ask your mama, enjoy your walk. Yes, I need to be walking. I need to be on a workout for my honeymoon, so I look okay. Like, let me look halfway decent. Deacon Fiddle says, oh, and don't feed cats tuna. I just learned that today. Yeah, I don't know what cats eat. The truth. Kimmy Locker said, another member of the channel saying, hello, Bree and Hive. Hello, nice to see you here live. Hello, Swanky, chatting. Elise Lynch, nice to have you here live. How are you doing today? Saying congratulations to Ari, yes, on finishing that sweater. Hello, Swanky saying, for your information to become an official Bree Hive member, hit the join button, dropping the link for us. Yes, guys, if you have not already, do become a member of the channel. I know I've been a little sporadic this month, and it's going to be like that this month, but that's okay. We are still going to do our members live stream on, what was that, like 2 weekends from now, the 18th or the 19th. I still need to post the poll to see when the members are going to be available for a members live stream. So if you would like to come on live with me, if you would like cool emojis and badges next to your name and to support the channel, please do become an official member of the Bree Hive. We love subscribers, we love lurkers, but we really, really love members. We have a lot of fun on our members live streams. PNK Pig says, perfect. Just finished Natalie's live and now I have your live. Yes, she was covering some juicy stuff. I did not have a moment to pop in because I was preparing. So I'll probably pop into that one later. And her case, I still have not been able to watch her defamation live stream either. I need to jump on that. But I'm so busy. It's like wedding planning. I think I mentioned this on the last stream on Thursday. We're basically like eloping, so we're like scrambling, getting everything together. Let's see. Kimmy Locker is saying Zolciak. That makes sense. Zolciak. That really makes sense. Okay, thank you, Kimmy, giving us a waving hand. Deacon Fatal says, I'm here. I'm tired finishing finals. Just still fine and fancy from Alabama and still too broke to talk about rich folks' problems. Love it. I can't believe your semester is over that fast. Like, school goes by really quick. I forgot. Rachel Mills says, can you cover Tory Lane's sentencing hearing? Is it going to actually go on? Because it's already been delayed. It has already been delayed. I'll have to look into it. I can, because I touched on that case a little bit. I didn't cover like the trial or anything very much, but we did touch on that case. So I will see when it will be, but it has been postponed a couple of times. So I don't know. I'll keep a lookout on it though. Let's see. Say hi. Tiny D saying fake tuna. Yeah, fake tuna in our Subway case. First we have fake chicken or not boneless wings and just shredded chicken breast, and now we have fake tuna. Cheryl C says, hello everyone, not sure how long I can stay tonight, but glad to be able to pop in. We are happy to have you here, Cheryl C, another member of the channel. Nice to see you here live with us tonight. I'm glad I made it live tonight. I almost didn't make it. I was about to have to send a cancel, but I was like, no, I'm gonna miss too much later on in the week. But I'm like stressed. I have a what they call a settlement conference tomorrow, and I just know it's gonna be it's going to be a lot. So that's a little bit stressing. So it's good to kind of not let off steam, but have a little fun here tonight. Tanya D says, Oprah and Kim not hungry. No, the sandwich, they're not. Yeah, I be trying with these thumbnails. I really do. And PNK says, must be sea chicken, not tuna. Bree is probably too young to get that joke. That sea, is it called Sea of the Chicken? I know that brand of like tuna. I don't know the joke, but I know that because I used to eat that tuna. Is it called Sea of the Chicken? What is it called? Sea chicken? It's not called sea chicken. I don't know. Let's go on. You can fill me in on the joke and see if I can figure it out. I don't know a joke about it, but I do know of that brand. Hello Swanky says, LOL, ask away if you want. Yes. Did you see about it? Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think about it. Say congratulations. Oh, that was to me. I forgot. I'm behind in the chat. Let's be honest. I'm behind in the chat and I forgot what I talked about already. Yes, doing the eloping, honeymoon coming up. So got a lot of stuff going on and starting a new job. So yes, thank you so much. Elise Lynch says, hey, the witness, always seeing you around. That's good. We get a little community going. Hello, Swanky says, I got you, Bree, driving now, but soon as I get home, we'll reply to your question. Okay, sounds good. Deacon Fatal says, school is school. I did learn more about correction practice in the U.S. Can't wait for the break to get in the studio. Okay, yes, have some fun on your break. Have some fun on your break. Ari says, I don't have a Twitter, but if you want to picture the most amazing sweater in the world, it looks like that. Oh, yep. Definitely got it. That picture is amazing. Great job, Ari. Great job on the sweater. Deacon Fiddle says, well, you have a lot going on. Yes, I do have a lot going on for sure. This is Howard saying, hi, hello. Welcome into the live stream. Another member of the channel. Nice to see you. Alicia G saying, hey, friends, hello. Welcome into the live stream. Nice to see you again. Tanya D says, I bet it does, Ari. What are those though? Oh, are those little socks? Biographer says, hi, Bree, popping in to say hi and give you a thumbs up, liking the video. Thank you so much, guys. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. Nice to see you, Biographer. Hopefully you can stay a while, but if not, we definitely appreciate the pop in. Y'all, I gotta get in. 5 weeks. Okay, so yeah, that wasn't that long. I'm like, that was a quick semester. Y'all, I gotta catch up on the chat. June 13th is going to be Tory Lanez sentencing. So I will be back by then. So we should be able to. If they go forward with it, we should be able to. Let's see. Deacon Fatal says, dad joke, because this week has been tough. What has 18 legs and catches flies? A baseball team. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then Mama said, hey, Bree, hello. Welcome into the live stream. Rachel Mill says, I got to go for an hour or so of Danny Masterson's rape retrial, and it was an experience. I don't think I'm familiar with that case all the way. Y'all know I be the rogue YouTube covering stuff that nobody else is covering. Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with that case. Cheryl C says, Bree, we understand you have to keep the stream short tonight. Don't exhaust yourself. It's probably going to be a long stream tonight. I got a couple of things I want to talk about. And I probably will not be streaming on Thursday because Friday I'm getting married and I also have a hearing in the morning. So I got to get the hair together, got to get cute for Friday. Deacon Fatal says the brand is Chicken of the Sea. Oh, yes, of course, for the tuna. Elise says Chicken of the Sea. Yes. Rachel says, I bet, to Rachel. Crystal Harris says, I just hear the jiggle when I see the jingle when I see kitchen of the sea. Chicken of the Sea. PNK Faye says, Deacon dad joke. What vitamin do you need to... Wait, let me start over here. What vitamin do you take to get friends? B1. I don't get that one. You just gotta be a friend. That's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, witness says no, it was tuna. It's called chicken of the sea. Yes. Well, you said it was a joke. I know the brand. The jingle. Chelsea says chicken of the sea. The joke is that Jessica Simpson didn't know if it was chicken or tuna because of the name back when she had a reality show with her then husband. Oh yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. P&K Faith says it's called chicken of the sea. Oh yeah, you guys got me all explained up. Definitely appreciate that. Okay, y'all, I'm behind. Let's see where we are. Let's go. All right. Biographer says, say that again, Bree. Honeymoon, wedding, when? Married on Friday. We're just doing a courthouse wedding, eloping. That's what I'm going to call it. And then we are going to go on a honeymoon starting May 21st, and I'll be gone for almost 2 weeks. So I'm going to try to pop in. Don't know how often I'll be able to pop in, but I'll keep y'all posted. You know how I get the avoiding social media, and that's just what I've been doing. Long Baby, hello, another member and moderator of the channel. Welcome into the live stream. Just saw your message on Instagram. I'm going to respond to you. I know it's been like 2 weeks. Actually, I saw it before and I forgot to respond, and then I just saw it again. So I'm going to respond to you on that one. Nice to see you here this lovely Tuesday night. All right. Chatting for 15 minutes, but that's okay. We're going to jump right into, let's go ahead and start with Oprah. Let's start with Oprah. We covered this case. Let me know if you remember this case. This is a trademark lawsuit where Oprah sued a smaller podcast, Black-owned podcast, for basically naming their podcast Oprahdemics. But not only was that the issue, let me go ahead and show you. Let me remind y'all, we talked about this. I hope y'all really remember the case. But let me go ahead and remind you what this company did. So, boom, this is their logo. What does this look like to y'all? What does this look like to you? Does this seem like it's referencing Oprah? Because I feel like it does seem like it's referencing Oprah. Let me know in the chat, one, if you remember this case, and two, if this rings Oprah to you, or do you think it's like a little bit off? Oprah's tripping for filing this lawsuit. Let me know what you think. I'm going to jump back in the chat real quick before going over to the article. Well, I'll leave this up while I go into the chat. Let's see. Saying enjoy the honeymoon. Thank you. Yes, we will enjoy the honeymoon. P&K Face says courthouse in San Francisco is beautiful if anyone wants a courthouse wedding. Yes, San Francisco is very nice. I tricked myself in thinking that Sacramento was also going to be nice, but it's definitely not where I thought it was. But it's okay. We're going to make the most out of it. Don't want my family to have to travel too far. And for myself, I don't want to have to travel too far. It's like 2 hours away. So we are going to be doing the Sacramento area, or not honeymoon, courthouse wedding or city hall wedding, whatever you want to call it. Witness says, yes, spend the wedding money on the honeymoon. We're going to have a good time on this honeymoon. Better have a good time. Like I said, we're going to be gone for like 2 weeks. So it should be fun. Deacon Fatal says, I do not, and bees. I don't know exactly what you're referring to there. Tiny says, oh yeah, I forgot about this case. Yes. It can. Let's see. That logo is crazy. Yes, very crazy. How? Let me know what you think. P&K Faith says, I remember this. That is her magazine. Is that on her magazine? I know she has several pictures like that. Cheryl C says, yikes, could they not expect a lawsuit? Hey, they thought they were all right. Ari says, that O is like Oprah magazine font. Yes, it is. Crystal Harris says, I remember that case. Yes. Kimmy Locker says, I don't remember the Oprah case, and the logo combined with the name makes me think of her, but I'm not sure if I would have made the connection based on the logo alone. That's a good point to make. That is a good point to make. But the fact that it's called Oprahdemic, that would definitely bring your mind to it. I don't know. I just feel like that picture behind the O, even though you can't see her face, it's given very much Oprah. Like, I cannot picture who else that would be. And if I saw it without this case already being on my mind, I think I would still think of Oprah. What do you guys think? Would you still think the same? Witness said, I got married at the courthouse and it's completely fine. It's very cheap and we're going to get it done. Deacon Fatal says, it's Little the Bees Oprah me. Oh, yeah. Can y'all hear that noise in the background? Let me pause this. Sorry about that. Some noise in the background. Mary Malarkey says, I'm getting Oprah vibes. Yes, it's giving Oprah vibes. Cheryl C says that logo somehow screams Oprah and creepy at the same time. Hate it. I don't know if that's the reason why she sued, but it is. Because she doesn't have a head, right? They just covered her head up and put some flowers there. PK Face says, but the neighborhood of Sacramento is safer and prettier than San Francisco neighborhood. I don't know. I've seen some really great pictures at San Francisco. Joe W., welcome back into the live stream, saying the podcast logo reminds me very much of Oprah. I'm from Chicago, though, so that might be biased. I think it's enough to get a settlement like they did. I thought like Oprahdemics was already like, all right, I only know one person named Oprah, right? And then it's in the entertainment industry or the entertainment class and all of the things. But along with the logo, it's like, okay. Tiny D says, definitely look like O Magazine. Yes, it does. Crystal Harris says they have her whole body as their logo with a big O on it and covered her face with flowers. Be like, see, no, we're not talking about Oprah, but this is Oprahdemics and we're doing her pose, right? Deacon Fatal says, that is a good point to make. Mary Malarkey says, yes, the font looks like the O on the Oprah magazine and the outstretched hands. Yes, it's very Oprah, right? Very Oprah. When it says it's cute, just like the cover of Oprah's magazine, same styling. Right, just like her magazine is cute, right? Okay, let's go ahead and hop into the article and see what the article is saying. They did enter into a settlement. Did I bring up the... Okay, let me go to the article, actually. Yeah, let's do the article first. Let's see. Oprah Winfrey's company, Harpo Inc., has settled a trademark lawsuit over the name of a podcast about her called Oprahdemics. I forgot that little piece. The podcast was about her, according to a filing Monday in Manhattan federal court. I forgot that the podcast was about her. I thought it was related to like something educational, but a podcast about Oprah called Oprahdemic with Oprah's body drawn onto the logo with a big O over her. Okay, U.S. District Judge Alvin Hellerstein ordered the case to be dismissed with prejudice, which means that it cannot be refiled following a notice last week that Harpo had resolved the dispute with Roulette Productions, LLC, and the podcast creators Kelly Carter Jackson and Leah Wright Ruger. The podcast executive producer, Jody Avergan, provided a joint statement that said the terms of the settlement were confidential, but the case had been resolved to the mutual satisfaction of both parties. They probably agreed to license it from her. I can't imagine, well, shoot, I don't know. Celebrities might also want to request money, but I couldn't imagine her asking for money from them. So I would assume that they either agreed to license the name or change the name. The podcast website now lists the title as You Get a Podcast. Oh, they changed the name. Using one of her, like a play on one of her famous sayings. So they changed the name. You Get a Podcast is what it's called. Winfrey, 69, parlayed her namesake Chicago television show, which ran nationally from 1986 to 2011, into a media and business empire. She is worth $2.5 billion, according to Forbes magazine. That's a lot of money. Rich people problems. Jackson and Ruger are historians and friends who break down iconic episodes of Winfrey's show and discuss the cultural impact of the Queen of Talk, according to their podcast website. Oh yeah, the podcast was for sure about her. Winfrey's company sued last year, alleging Oprahdemics name misleads listeners to think Oprah Winfrey sponsored or approved the podcast. The lawsuit said Harpo was not asking for monetary damages or to shut down the podcast, but only to force its makers to stop using its Oprah name and capitalizing on her brand. I'm pretty sure they're going to make her stop using the logo as well. And they didn't want money. So I was right in thinking that they didn't want money. I completely forgot what was actually in the lawsuit. The makers of Oprahdemic did not respond to the allegations in court. Good move on them. Avrigin said in a statement last year that Roulette had been in touch with Harpo and was genuinely surprised by the lawsuit. Don't know how you can be surprised about that. You were literally posting her face dang near, right? Let me see. And that was all to the article. So it seems like a pretty big consensus that everyone, most of the people in the chat, believe that it was given Oprah vibes. It was referencing Oprah. They went ahead and shut it down. They are now listed, even though we don't know the settlement terms, now listed as You Get a Podcast, which is like a play on one of Oprah's famous sayings, right? Let's see here. I think I have the stipulation to dismiss. So let's go ahead and look that up in the Oprah case. The parties, having resolved this dispute through a written settlement agreement, hereby jointly stipulate to Rule 41A of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure by the respective undersigned counsel to dismiss with prejudice of all claims asserted in this action. Each party shall bear its own costs and fees of the action. So they're not paying, Oprah's not paying her fees. They are not paying Oprah fees. So it's a good win. I mean, I would call it a win-win for both of them. They probably had to spend a little bit of money on this negotiations to kind of get themselves off the hook here. But all in all, they were able to kind of get out of it without paying monetary damages, which I think is good for them because that could have cost them a lot of money, especially given how famous Oprah Winfrey is. So she let them off. She let them off kind of easy. They changed their podcast name, even though the stipulation does not say that they had to change the podcast name. They changed that podcast name. And then it's with prejudice. So they also got another upper hand in the case, meaning that Oprah cannot bring the case back again, meaning that they cannot then go and rename their case Oprahdemics again. But that is generally good. Usually, sometimes when cases are dismissed, they go with without prejudice, meaning that the person can bring it back. Okay, let's see where we are at here. Witness says, but the mic as her head is disrespectful as well. Making Oprah a microphone is too much. I did not notice the mic as the head. Let me pull up. Oh, I didn't see that. I just saw the flowers. Did you guys catch that? I really just saw the flowers. Good catch. P&K Faith says that's a way better name. I think so too, because it's like a play on a famous line rather than for real calling it Oprah. Like, just call the podcast Oprah at this point. Witness says, but I get it, I guess. Yeah, the microphone on the head. Because they called her the Queen of Talk. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it either. Deacon Fiddle says, I'm so sorry, Butters, because as soon as you said get a podcast, I laughed so hard it scared my cat. When it says, wait, isn't this just marketing hype? I don't think so. Trademark infringement is real. She owns the trademark to her name. So no, I don't think it's just marketing hype. Essie says, hi, Bree and Bree. Hi, I'm late but caught up. Well, hello, welcome in. We are happy to have you here live and happy you were able to catch up. Cheryl C says, Bree, I posted a link in the chat above. It's Oprah in the same dress, same belt, same pose. Okay, let's see. The new name is way better in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna go up and get that link from you, Cheryl C. Thank you for finding that. Tiny D says, glad you made it to Essie, and saying, I think so too, to Cheryl C. Yeah, I think it's a better name. It's more of like a play on the name rather than just outright, I got the play on Oprah's name, Oprahdemic, like they're giving you the academics on Oprah. But oh dang, I don't know if I can copy that from this chat. Let me try to copy it from Studio. So I get their point of it, but I don't think it was the best move for them. All right, let me pull it up here. We are, being professional. Here we go. Yeah. They play entirely too much. Am I able to copy this picture? No, it's not gonna let me. Okay, this is literally what it is. Like, this is Oprah in her orange shirt. Come on, y'all. You could not have thought that you were not about to get sued for this. You could not. Girl, you have to be kidding me. Arms in the same positioning, same belt, same shirt. Oh my gosh. Same 3/4 sleeve quarter. Yeah, I don't know how they were surprised by this lawsuit. I have no idea how they were surprised by this. All right, I'm gonna flip it one more time. The only difference is she doesn't have a flower as her head and a mic as her head in this one. Oh my. Yeah. Love the inspiration. Love the inspiration, but definitely like down to the belt, like this little line right here, down to the belt. Same thing. Like, look how it does the same little line right there. Okay. Let's see. Deacon Fiddle says, okay, heating up the chili. Ooh, chili sounds good. A witness says, okay, cool. Oprah is protecting her brand. You have to, as a trademark, you have to protect your brand. So she did a good job on getting it, nipping it in the butt quickly. Mary Malarkey says, and they're still capitalizing on Oprah's brand. Yes, they're literally talking about her show on there. So yes, they are, but it's kind of like an appreciation thing. They're gonna have to play clips from her show, or they probably do play clips from her show. But I think you have to draw a little bit more of an inference to get that that name for podcast versus if you're calling it Oprahdemics, you probably know it's going to be about Oprah. Unless you're me, then I don't know. But Peggy Reardon says, came in late, starting over. That is okay. I hope you catch up with us. Nice to have you here live. Ari says, I know they intentionally made it look like her, but when is it just a creative license? When you're not using it, passing yourself off, like these people literally have, let me see. These people literally have a trademark infringement issue and potentially a copyright issue. The person that took this picture of Oprah could potentially claim copyright infringement because they took this original picture, so they have the right to make derivatives of the picture, including recreating it, things like that. Trademark, they're using this for a podcast, so they're actually using this in commerce, which is what a trademark is. You get a trademark for when you use a distinctive name or image or whatever you might want to call it, to distinguish yourself from other brands, right? Other companies. And in this situation, Oprah owns the trademark of Oprah. Oprah probably, if I'm not mistaken, we did go through the complaint. I'm pretty sure she owns that O as a trademark itself. So let me see if I can scroll. Yeah, she actually owns this O. So yes, she's looking at trademark infringement, or they were looking at trademark infringement and trademark infringement and copyright infringement. So this would not fall under a creative license in either which way it would go. Let's see. They own the trademark Oprah. Do they own the O? They own that one. Oprah.com, Oprah Book Club. I thought they owned the O too. It gotta be on here somewhere. Yeah, they own the O. And it's stylized. So they were just all up in her, like not a good place to be. She could have been facing, or they could have been facing a lot more liability than this. Deacon Fiddle says, again, this picture is it's nightmare fuel. Crystal Harris says, you can even see some of her dark brown hair behind the flower. Like they literally put a flower. They probably took a drawing version of that picture, put it onto a logo, added some other extra stuff saying we can't use her face and likeness without her permission, so let's cover her up. And that's just what they did. Ari says, I'm guessing it's because they're using it for commercial purposes. Yes, exactly. They're profiting off of it. They're putting it out there in commerce, whether they're making money from it or not. It will still be considered trademark infringement, putting it out there in commerce. Deacon Fatal says, okay, I play a lot of horror games, and that seems like something I would see in those games. The flower head, microphone head lady. Deacon Fatal says, someone might make a video game about this. When it says it's like IP a bit, you just can't copy Oprah stuff, especially Oprah. She got too much money to be trying to copy her and not give her money or get a license. And she doesn't want that associated with her. I mean, I know it's talking about her show, but she has the right to choose what is associated with her brand and what's not associated with her brand. Lon Bebe says, right, it's giving me Silent Hill vibes. Y'all are crazy. Deacon Fiddle says, just a flower, 1960s Mike following you around with a bee attack. Designing, we have not only designed a restaurant, we are now designing video games here on the Bree Hive. This is the creative place. Ari says, now I want to go look through the images of other celeb fan podcasts to see what they look like. That might be a good idea. Might take a while, but a good idea. Mary Malarkey says, I missed it. Did they get punished by the courts at all? No. So Oprah is in charge. Harpo, whoever her companies are in charge of enforcing her trademarks. Even if it goes to the court and there's a judgment, she's not going to be in trouble by the court. She would just owe Oprah money. So it's not like, oh, you get punished. I mean, you could get punished with fees, but you don't get in trouble by the courts. You just get ruled against or held to be liable by the courts. Witness says, I think the O is used for all those listed brands. Yes, so the O is part of their, well, this is actually just for beach towels. In this category, let's see, they should have another one. O, also for collars and leashes for pets. Okay, Oprah. They also have the O for collars and leashes for pets. Not what I thought it would be for. I thought it would be for the actual entertainment stuff, but I guess not. All right, and that is all in the chat for that. So let's move on to the next case. Thank you guys for all the chat on that. That was some good commentary in the chat. I'm glad they got it resolved without having to spend a bunch of money. I'm glad they did not stick to their guns on this because, like I said, I think they could have been held liable for multiple reasons, not just the trademark issues. So we are going to digress, get off of the Oprah train right now, although we do love her. We're going to move on to our next thing, Kim Zolciak, covering a divorce case, which we don't get a lot on this. The last divorce case that we covered was freaking Kim Kardashian. So it's all about the Kims in the she's in Atlanta. Okay. Oh wait, is Kim Zolciak in LA now? I don't know. I watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think that was like the first season that I ever watched. I don't like her plastic surgery, but that's neither here or there. We're covering the case for the divorce aspect. There is a celebrity attorney that makes comments in this article. That's why I'm covering this one so that we can kind of elaborate on it. Let me know if you guys watch The Real Housewives or any of her spinoff shows. I think she had like Don't Be Tardy to the Party with Candy. And then I think she had another spinoff of just like her family and the nonsense that they like to go through. Okay. Kim Zolciak and Corey Biermann, I hope I'm saying that right, Split may be a nasty divorce, says legal experts, and here is why. Why in this California divorce is this going to be nasty? Bravo fans were shocked on Monday by news that Kim Zolciak filed for divorce from Croy Biermann. Viewers watched their love story unfold on television for nearly a decade, but it sounds like we need Andy Cohen and a camera because one legal expert expects this to turn ugly. Now, if I remember correctly, he is like a lot younger than her. And then they were married for 11 years. They kind of got together on TV, and he also used to be an NFL player. So that's what we're dealing with here. Two semi-celebrities, whatever you want to call them. TMZ obtained Biermann's divorce filing, and he's seeking sole legal. And I thought she was seeking it. And he's seeking sole legal and physical custody of his and Zolciak's 4 children. The former Real Housewife of Atlanta star asked for primary physical custody and joint legal custody in her petition. Celebrity divorce lawyer Charlotte Christian tells Yahoo that Biermann is sending a message with the document. So at this point, the husband is asking for sole legal and physical custody. Usually means that the other person is not able to care for the children, right? This article is going to go on to say most people ask for joint custody. I understand what the celebrity attorney is saying because it can go nasty, because that might mean you're going to have a custody battle if one person's asking for sole custody and the other person is asking for joint custody. If there's nothing really wrong with her, they're going to go to mediation. The mediator is going to recommend joint custody, and that's what the order is going to be. The petition is just that. It's a petition. It's a wish list. It's asking for things. Does not necessarily mean that that person is going to fight on that issue. Does not necessarily mean that they're going to actually win on that issue. They're going to have to go to mediation and or get an agreement and or go to mediation and then go to court, and the court orders whatever the mediator, or pretty much whatever the mediator recommends. There may be some evaluations that go on if they have enough evidence to show that an evaluation is necessary. But I mean, he might be able to get an evaluation against her because apparently there was like some gambling allegations, all of those things. But that may or may not affect the children, right? And the fact that she has those older daughters that she like pumps up, or I don't know if she pumps them up, but they definitely get a lot of plastic surgery. He may argue that that's a danger to his children as they're going into their preteens and older child ages. Let's see. The request for sole custody indicates that this may be a nasty divorce, as most divorce complaints ask for joint custody to some degree. Not if you don't like the other person. Christian explains that the tardy to the party star are parents to Croy, KJ, Jagger, who is 11, Cash, who's 10, and 9-year-old twins Kane and Kai. Or is it Kaya or Kai? To be awarded sole custody, one parent must prove that the child's best interest would be served by being with one parent a majority of the time, with the other parent making the parenting decisions, the other parent only visiting the child. Christian continues, generally speaking, for a sole custody award, one parent must be unwilling or unable to parent, and sole custody is rarely granted. Like I said, unless there's something really wrong with her, they're going to end up with joint custody. They can wish for whatever they want to at the beginning of the case, but does not necessarily mean that's what they're going to get. If she's beating the kids, if she's neglecting the kids, then sure, he can get the sole custody. But if none of that is happening, even if he's just like the primary caregiver, does not necessarily mean that he's going to get the sole custody. Most likely going to be joint. Legal custody is to make decisions for the child. And then you have physical custody. It just means like where the child is located most of the time. Looks like we have some new friends joining in on the live stream. So if you have not already, please do hit the like button. We are going through divorce right now. We were previously talking about Oprah Winfrey, and we're going to jump into a food lawsuit right after this. So If you are enjoying the live stream, please do hit the like button if you have not already. Let's see. I know we took some time off. Oh, we are at 51 likes. Good job to the live chat. 51 likes. Love to see it. We're halfway to our 100 like goal. I just kind of gave up on it after a while, but no, we're almost there. All right, let's see. Zolciak is a mother to two daughters from a prior relationship, influencers Brielle and Ariana Biermann. The former, they changed their last names to his last names. That's interesting. The former Atlanta Falcons player legally I guess maybe I should keep reading before I make comments. Formerly legally adopted them years ago, but they are not impacted by custody issues given their ages. Yes, of course. It's only for children under 18 or if they're 19, if they're still in high school in California. The divorce news came on the heels of the TMZ report that Zolciak and Biermann are in financial trouble. Does not give him the right for sole custody. He might be going for primary custody in order. Thank you. Okay. He may be going for primary custody in order to get maybe child support from her, or maybe he doesn't want to pay child support to her. Different things play into why people ask for sole custody or primary custody. Not supposed to be because of the money, supposed to be for the best interest of the children, but sometimes money plays a role into it. So it sounds like they're having some financial troubles. They apparently owe $1.1 million in unpaid taxes. The Georgia mansion went into foreclosure earlier this year. In his filing, the ex-NFL star requested Zolciak maintain all financial documents. Yes, you are not supposed to get rid of them. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yes. Sorry about that, y'all. All right. Let's see. Foreclosure, and she has to maintain financial documents. They have to already do that. So that's nothing. If the tax bill is in both of their names, they will both be liable for taxes. Christian explained that is also very true. The IRS trumps divorce decrees or any agreements between the parties. The IRS will come after both of them separately for the tax debt that will be shouldered by both of them. Yep, they're both going to owe that money. A rep for even if one of them were more responsible than the other one for incurring that bill. A rep for Zolciak had no comment on the situation when reached by Yahoo. Neither she or Biermann has spoken publicly about the divorce, but he appears to have subtly addressed it on Instagram. Biermann's Instagram bio reads, husband, father to 6 perfect munchkins, athlete. You can Google me and see I wasn't tardy to that party. Andy Cohen, who knows the former couple well, said he was very surprised by the news. I was very surprised. Okay. I was very surprised that was not the news I ever expected to get. They seemed so much in love and just together. I mean, they were a couple that, I thought they were in it for the long haul. That's what Andy Cohen said. Sorry to hear that there may be some financial issues. TMZ is reporting that they owe millions of dollars to the IRS. Texted a little bit with Kim yesterday, sent my condolences because it's a sad thing. They have kids, and that was just a couple that seemed very much in love. Why did he have to throw in the information about the taxes? That's the end of that article. They owe some money to the taxes, but very sad. Like, what? Why would he say that? Okay, let me go ahead and see what the chat is saying. I'm a little bit out of there. All right. Witness stopped watching Kim after she left the Real Housewives of Atlanta a long time ago. I didn't really watch Tardy to the Party either. Rachel Mills says no one has really done a deep dive on those court documents and process. No one really covers these type of cases but me, and they're kind of hard to cover because sometimes the documents are private, but since this is a divorce, quite a bit of it will be public, but they will probably try to keep the documents about the kids in custody private. Oz said, I watched Tardy to the Party for a while. Yeah, I never really got into that show. AES says, hi, Bree and everyone. I'm just getting into. Well, we are happy to have you here live. Oz says, can't believe they are divorcing. It is a sad thing. It's harder, I think, when you are in the public eye, because people kind of expect all these things of you, just kind of like Andy Cohen just said. It's a sad thing that was unexpected, right? Essie says, which one of these kids are getting plastic surgery? Put the child in danger in the name of vanity. Poor judgment, in my opinion. Looks bad for custody. So the ones that are getting plastic surgery are the adult daughters. So they're already 21. I think they were getting it already, like when they were 16, but that's none of the court's business at this point. So yeah, they're a lot older. So they're 26 and 21, and yeah. I don't like a lot of plastic surgery. I don't like how it looks, especially like when people overdo it. So they don't, out of the divorce, I don't want to talk about their looks, right? Let's see. Deacon Fatal says she might be using the kids for TV. That's one of the same concerns that Kanye West has about Kim Kardashian, using the kids to make money. Rachel Mills says, K-Fed definitely, Kevin Federline did it for the money. And the thing is, sometimes it happens that maybe he was the primary caregiver, so it made more sense for the kids to stay with him. But is he the better parent, or is she just like more financially stable? But at the same time, I think with their custody schedule, isn't it 50-50 if I'm not mistaken? So yes, if you still make a lot more money than your child's father or child's mother, whichever one is, the opposite of you, you could still owe child support even if you have 50-50 custody, if you are making a lot more than the other person. And I think that's the situation with the Kelly Clarkson. Or not Kelly Clarkson. Kevin Federline is for Britney Spears, huh? But I know for a Kelly Clarkson situation, I think they have 50-50. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. Witness says, I think he's better at reining in the spending. That makes sense. And also, I think a lot of their kids are boys. So it might make sense for the boys to be with the dad, especially at ages 11, 9, and 10, he might be better suited to take care of them at this point, especially with her kind of still being in the limelight. Deacon Vero says, so they just don't know how to handle money. A lot of marriages end because of finances. That's very true, but they're going to focus it on the kids. I'm not saying they're going to do this, but a lot of people try to use the kids to kind of disadvantage the other person in a lawsuit. What are you hearing? Yes, I was muted. I was talking to Alpha. Rachel says, I believe Britney pays Kevin Federline $20,000 a month. That is a lot for her to have still been in like a conservatorship too. Jeez Louise, she wasn't even working. Cheryl C says, I can't imagine having over $1 million, much less owing that much in taxes. I would hope that's for multiple years, but the thing is they make so much money, and a lot of times people don't put the money to the side for the taxes, and then it comes back and bites them in the butt. Rachel Mill says, as well as the kids' tuition and school costs. For Kevin Federline, yeah, that makes sense. Deacon Vettel says, this sounds like children raising children to me. Well, they're a lot older. I want to say Kim has got to be like in her 40s, late 40s. So she shouldn't be a kid. Because, I mean, her other kids are 26. The older one is 26. So I know the husband is a little younger, but I don't think they're like super, super young. But yes, I got that, Rachel. Let's see. Welcome to the chat to Rachel. Brittany isn't on our agenda tonight, but maybe Brie can cover it sometime when she is back from her vacation. Yeah, I haven't covered her divorce or her custody situation. Conservatorships are like super complex. I know Emily D. Baker covers that. but I don't think anyone has really went into like the actual custody situation. So we can look at it and see what kind of information they have on there. But since they're such high profile case, I would imagine that they keep the custody and things private. Ooh, excuse me. Now Essie says, okay, I thought you were talking about minors. Oh, no. She the kids that are doing plastic surgery are adults, but I would not be surprised if they started around like 16, if I remember correctly, because they're like a little bit younger than me, or one is way younger than me, and the one is just a little bit younger than me. And I'm pretty sure they had plastic surgery when I was still watching the show. Deacon Fatal says, way too poor to worry about rich folks' problems. They have access to therapy more than most. That is true. That is very true. Yes. So that is what's going on with that divorce. I don't know if they're just kind of bitter, then it could be a little contentious, but him simply asking for sole custody doesn't necessarily mean he's going to fight for it. These are celebrities, and you guys have already mentioned a couple of, well, you mentioned Brittany, and I confused it with Kelly Clarkson, but there are some divorces that go forward and then custody and child support and things are issues because no one wants to pay the other person. It's fine to take care of the person when you're married, but a lot of people do not want to take care of their exes. And in this situation, they were married for 11 years. So we are looking at a situation for long-term spousal support. In California, married more than 10 years, you're entitled to long-term spousal support, which could potentially have no end date. And depending on who's making the most money, a lot of things can come into play. And the thing about child support is, yes, you can waive it if you make enough money to take care of the kid or the kids, because they have 4 minor children. So you can waive it if it's going to take care of the kids, but the financial or the child support is actually a benefit to the kids, not to the person with primary custody or not to the person, with a lower income. The money is literally to take care of the kids, to make sure that they're living the same lifestyle in both households if you're having joint custody, and then making sure that if your parent is super rich, your kids are not living in poverty while you're out on vacation every other week. So there is that. I'm going to read a couple more chats and then we're going to jump into our subway case. We might have a little 2-hour stream today. We're going to make it to 2 hours. All right, let me pull up a couple more chats here. Witness says they did start in their teens as far as plastic surgery goes. I would not be surprised by that because it definitely tends to happen. Especially in LA and showbiz and all the things. And I'm pretty sure I saw it. Rachel Mill says, rich people usually don't like admitting to their problems. They pay people to fool them that they are normal. That's a thing too. You have a lot of people in your corner not trying to make you feel bad about things, and maybe you're not living as realistic of a life as other people are living. Deacon Fatal says, it's like they don't know they are taking care of the kids and not the ex. Exactly. That's what happens. And then you get into these relationships where you are a high profile and you're a high earner. He was an NFL player. It's not like he came up off the streets. I guess you could still come up off the streets even if you're in the NFL, but he had money, right? So even if she didn't become as much of a socialite as she became, he would probably be the one owing the child support. And like Deacon Fatal says, it's to take care of the kid, not necessarily to take care of the other parent. Now, when you're a high earner, it might be a little bit of extra money that can take care of the other parent, but most normal people, you're not really taking care of the other party unless you have like a substantially more income than the other person. Have a case where one party is making like $8,000 per month, and then the other party is making like $6,000 per month. They don't get spousal support; they just get child support, right? So they're not necessarily taking care of the other person. Deacon Vettel says, I'm glad my eggs are gone now because ain't no way I could deal with that hot mess. Hey, it can happen. Cheryl C says to Deacon, sadly, on the other hand, some parents also don't realize they are receiving those funds to care for their children and not themselves. There are some people that will spend that money on something that's not child support related, but I think that there is some nuance in that. Honestly, just depending on how much money you're making, because a lot of times the person with the primary custody does pay for a lot of things for the kids, and like their bills are already paid up. So by the time they get child support, they're just kind of reimbursing themselves for taking care of the kids. And so yeah, they might go get their nails done, they might get their hair done, but they've already spent the money to take care of the kids, the rent, the clothes, the lights, the extracurriculars, the medicines, all of those things have already been used on the kids. So that's one thing to consider too. Tiny D says Bethany Frankel went in on them. She told the truth though. I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Deacon Fatal says stress relief joke that might be 1 point. What did the buffalo say to his son on the first day of school? Bye, son. Good stuff. Rachel Mills says, can divorce include NDAs? Yes, they can. They can include NDAs. It's all about the agreement, depending on what you don't want them to disclose. But you can't be like, oh, don't disclose our tax information. Like, no, you can't do that. But if you say, oh, we're getting a divorce, I'll give you the house if you promise not to tell anybody, you can put that into your divorce. Cheryl C says, Deacon Fatal with the dad jokes tonight. Yes, they're good ones. They are good ones. Witness says, oh, geez, I do not want Bethany talking about me. She is brutal. I don't know who that is. You're on a road tonight to Deacon Fatal. Yes. All right, good jokes. Deacon Fatal says, I will see myself out. No, we're having a good time with the dad jokes. All right, y'all. So that is what's going on with that divorce. We don't get to cover divorce and custody cases very much, but we got to cover one today. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If more things come up on that case, then we'll try to cover them. If not, we won't. But there are some good points that the celebrity attorney made. Don't know if it will go the exact way or if she was just trying to do a press piece. I don't know. Let's see. Let me shut up. Let me get my little media insurance while I'm talking. Here we go. All right. Subway is being sued for fake tuna. Guys, if you have not already, chat, please do hit the like button. We are at 60 likes, 47 people watching live. Please do hit the like button if you have not hit it yet. We are on our way to 100 likes this stream. We got an hour, or no, we got an hour. Yeah, probably about another hour to make it happen. So if you guys would so kindly hit the like button, if you made it this far into the live stream, even if you don't like it, do hit the like button. It helps us out. Oh yeah, and then I've been talking for a minute, so just a reminder for those of you that missed the beginning of the live stream, we will be having the members live stream on the weekend. I said the 18th or the 19th. That was a lie. It will be on the 20th or the 21st that weekend. It will be a Saturday or Sunday for the members live stream. So if you are not a member and you would like to become a member and you would like to be on the next member live stream, please do so before the 18th or so that we can get you the link. All right, let's go ahead and check out this lawsuit. So brief overview of what we talked about earlier. Subway was sued back in 2021 for allegedly using fake tuna. The case has been going on, and now the plaintiff is kind of trying to drop the lawsuit. So that's interesting. There's 3 complaints, kind of like Samantha Markle and her 3rd amended complaint. They are on their 3rd amended complaint. We are covering the 2nd amended complaint because I did not realize there was a 3rd one when I downloaded the 2nd one. So we are covering the 2nd amended complaint, and then we're going to get into a little bit of the defendant's frustration with there being 3 freaking amended or 3 freaking complaints in this case. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and jump into that. Let me know if you guys heard about this case when it first came out. What do you think so far? Should it be dropped? Let's hear. And this one, y'all, this is a long complaint. It's 28 pages. We have already kind of been talking for an hour. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm going to read mostly like the introduction. And then we're going to go into the second document that we have to review. That's going to give us a little bit more information about the defendant's frustration. Okay, let's see. We are here very close to where I am. We're in the Northern District of California. This case is taking place in Oakland, if I'm not mistaken. They are in Oakland. So that's cool. Maybe if it continues, I can go see it. No, I'm not going down to Oakland for a hearing. No, probably not. Okay. All right. So we're in the Northern District of California. This is Karen Donoa and Nilma Admin on behalf of themselves and others similarly situated. So it's again Subway Restaurant Inc., Franchise World Headquarter LLC, Subway Franchise Advertising Trust Fund. Those are who this complaint is against. It is for plaintiff's second amended complaint for a class action. So they're suing on behalf of themselves and other people like us that may or may not have eaten a Subway tuna sandwich, which I don't think I've ever had, but to each their own. They are suing for common law fraud, intentional misrepresentation, negligent misrepresentation, and unjust enrichment because they force you to buy a fake tuna sandwich. There's more. Consumer Legal Remedies Act under the California Civil Code, violations of false advertisement law under the California Business and Professions Code, and violation of the unfair competition laws in the California Business and Professions Code. So 7 causes of action altogether. Plaintiffs I was going so well. Plaintiffs Karen Donawa and Nilma Admin, by and through their attorneys, bring this action on behalf of themselves and all others similarly situated against Subway Restaurant Franchise World Headquarters, Subway Franchisee Advertising Trust, and any person that they bring up, number 1 through 50. Plaintiffs hereby allege on information and belief, except as to those allegations which pertain to the named plaintiffs, which allegations are based on personal knowledge as follows. Alrighty. This action arises out of defendant's intentional, false, and misleading representation in its marketing and selling about tuna being used as an ingredient in their food items, including salad, sandwiches, and wraps. They're going to refer to those as tuna products. Aware that consumers place a heightened value on tuna as an ingredient, defendants deliberately make fake and misleading claims about the composition of its tuna products to increase profits at the expense of unsuspecting buyers. Does this not sound familiar to a case that we recently covered, i.e. the Buffalo Wild Wings case? People like tuna, so you can charge more for tuna. People like wings, so you can charge more for wings. Is this the same attorney? No, hope not. Defendants have consistently advertised the tuna products as being tuna and 100% tuna. It is self-evident that a food item labeled as being tuna should be just that, only tuna. Such food items should contain no other fish. I can't even say fish. No other fish species, animal species, or miscellaneous products not otherwise identified or marketed as being included as a tuna food item. Who in the chat makes tuna? Because when I make tuna, I put other stuff in there like relish and mayonnaise and mustard and hard-boiled eggs, and you mix it up and then you make tuna. I don't just put tuna on my sandwich. Let me know if you guys do that. Do you just eat the can of tuna on your sandwich? Let me know. Let's go on. However, the tuna products labeling, marketing, and advertising are false, deceptive, and misleading. The statements are false, deceptive, and misleading are that the tuna products are tuna and the tuna products are comprised of 100% tuna. So they're saying it's not tuna, much like my boy said it was not wings, chicken wings, it's breast. In reality, the tuna products do not contain 100% tuna. Instead, they contain other fish species. I don't know why that's making me laugh. Other fish species, animal products, or miscellaneous products aside from tuna. When ordering tuna at a restaurant, a reasonable consumer believes the product they are paying for contains only tuna and no other fish species, animal products, or miscellaneous products. I think that is a lie because when I order tuna or even chicken salad, I want it to be mixed with other things to make it taste good. I don't nobody wants no dried cut up tuna. Like maybe I'm lying. Maybe it's just me, but I don't want no dry tuna out the can. That does not sound good to me. And they definitely are not putting like tuna fillets onto the sandwich. So no, I don't agree with them. They may be from somewhere else and never had, tuna out of the can. I don't know. Maybe they weren't familiar with tuna, how people eat it. I don't know. Cheryl C says Subway tuna isn't the worst tuna sub out there. Not great, but I've unfortunately had worse. That sounds bad. It's very, very skeptical. Not skeptical. You got to be a risk taker to eat tuna from like a grocery store or like a gas station or even like Subway. I would not order tuna from there. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't. But I'm glad to hear it wasn't the worst. Elise Lynch says, as a former Subway sandwich master, I would not be surprised, but it's not good to eat that much tuna anyways. LOL. Right. Lady Niltiak 1412 says, remind me of Taco Bell fake meat lawsuit years ago. Yes, it's pretty similar to that as well, which they do have fake meat at Taco Bell. Tuna Hour. Nissa Howard says, tuna and tuna fish are so different. Am I like, I don't know. Am I off? I thought you like mix it together. Nissa Howard says, also love the tuna fish at Subway. I don't eat Subway that much. So is that one more of a fillet or is that like the mixed up tuna that I think it is? Lady no Tiak says tuna and tuna salad sandwich, never just tuna. That's what I thought. Like, I didn't know people went places and just like give me a tuna sandwich and they want like a slab of tuna on there. Honestly, let me tell you the truth. I didn't even know tuna was like a separate fish that you can order until I became an adult, because the type of tuna that my parents fed me was the tuna out of the can that you mixed up with mayonnaise and mustard and all that stuff. I never had regular tuna. I might. I don't even think I've had regular tuna. That was not out of a can. Maybe it's a, people that need reparations thing. I don't know. Cheryl C says there are so many different species of tuna. 2, is she saying there should be no mayo or celery or anything else there? What? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they thought they were going to get like a slab of tuna, which would never cross my mind if I'm ordering a tuna sandwich. I've never seen a slab of tuna. I'm calling that slab of tuna, but like a slice, a fillet of tuna on a sandwich. I just haven't seen that before, but it could be how I grew up. Tiny D says the Buffalo Wild Wing guy does make a living suing, so it might be him filing this one too. These ones seem to be ladies, so maybe they're sisters. Welcome back to Get Fatal. Elise Lynch says, I put relish, mustard, and mayo in my tuna and like lettuce, tomato, and maybe other veg on like raw sweet onions. Yes, that's what I imagine when I see tuna. That's what I imagine when I see tuna. I don't think of like a slab of tuna. Elise Lynch says, I ate the tuna at Subway I worked at. It wasn't that scary. That is good. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I don't know. I would say it's Subway, but they've had some other questionable things like their bread as well. Hello Swanky says, that's true though. You do have to be careful ordering and eating tuna from anywhere that's not your own home. That's true. It's a questionable thing to order on a menu, in my opinion. Deacon Fatal says, yeah, day old tuna is scary as all get out. Any type of fish, especially cold fish, I don't know. I don't think it's good to have it overnight. Tiki Fero says, I do have a great recipe for canned tuna curry sauces and eggs. Never had that combination. Is that a combination or are you saying all separately? Peggy Reardon says, Kim let her daughter drink alcohol before she was legal age. Kim spent a lot of time drunk on the show and has quite a bad temper. I do remember some of that, not necessarily the daughter drinking, but she seems more like a cool mom and lets her kids do what they want. And then they're like semi-celebrities and now they're influencers themselves. Mary Malarkey says, when I was a kid, we only ate chicken of the sea, canned tuna. Yeah. Maybe it's why I don't eat seafood this day. I eat seafood. Yeah. I still eat seafood. I like tuna out the can. I don't know. I want to buy it when I go to the store, but I'm like, am I gonna really eat it? When it says I grew up on tuna salad, love them. Yeah, that's what I imagine when I would order tuna on a sandwich. I would not imagine a slice of tuna. Hella Swanky says, yeah, people do eat just regular tuna, but not on a sandwich. You eat it the same way you eat any other fish. Tuna sandwich is always mixed up with tuna salad. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Like I'm saying, I really didn't even know tuna, like I could get a slab of tuna until I was an adult. Like, let's be honest. Elise Lynch says, Subway is questionable, but all fast food is questionable. At this point, all food in America is questionable. That's my point of view, but I like to eat, so it is what it is. That's bad. That's so bad. Deacon Fiddle says, as someone that eats adventurously, love it, adventurously to learn, food poisoning is a hot mess. I have never had food poisoning. I've had salmonella poisoning, but that's for, I tried to eat kind of like a bowl of cake mix. That was not a good idea, but I was only like 12. I don't know. Your parents should watch you, okay? Like I'm not gonna blame myself for that. Yeah, so I guess that would be kind of food poisoning. I had salmonella poisoning. That was bad. Yeah, tried to eat quite a bit of cake mix. Quite a bit of cake mix. So sad. It's so bad. Kids are dumb. Not like your kids, but me as a kid. That was a dumb thing to do, but I did it. But now I know I can't eat cake batter. Okay. Cheryl C says, I thought this original lawsuit alleged that the protein in Subway tuna salad was not tuna at all. Subway became synonymous with fake tuna. Is she now changing it to say the tuna was just tuna salad? Or that it was not 100% tuna. She's basically saying that it was mixed in with other things. My sister is in the chat and she oh my gosh. Yes. So there's 3 amended complaints. I did not read the first or the third one, but at this point, she's now saying that it's not fully 100% tuna. Let's see. Saying what? Why? Cheryl C says all food in America is questionable facts. Yes, yes, it is. My sister is here in the Bree Hive saying hi, Bree and Bree Hive. Hello, welcome into the live stream. Please don't tell any embarrassing stories in the chat. Mary Malarkey says, Bree, you're at 68 likes. Oh, am I? Let's see where we are. I forgot. We are at 70 likes, guys. We are only 30 likes away from our 100 like goal. We have a couple more minutes, but let's get there sooner rather than later. 45 people watching live. So if you have not already, make sure you do hit the like button. Thank you for the reminder, Mary Malarkey. Hello Smoky says that part, food in the U.S. is questionable in general. It's cheaper / more affordable to eat poorly here and much more expensive to eat healthier. And even the healthy food, I feel like is not really real. It's all genetic. Tiny D says, don't blame your mama. I will, because she probably should not have left me unattended making cake. The issue, I'll get to it when I get to Lee's comment. Deacon Vandal says, yeah, that would do it. I'm glad you are still here. Yeah, I performed at a competition the next day too. Lee says, I remember eating a lot of cake mix. So basically what happened, we would make For the chat that doesn't know, this is my little sister. The chat, Jalila is my little sister. We would make box cake mix where you have to put in the egg and the oil, and then you mix it up, and then you pour it in the cake pan or the cake holder or the cupcake holders, and you make cake with it. And at the end of making those cupcake batters, we would lick the bowl. Take some of the batter, lick it. It tastes good. It's sweet. It's great, right? One particular Thanksgiving, I decided that I was going to leave a little bit more than just scraping the bowl amount of cake mix. I still made the cake, but there was a good amount of cake mix in there, and I ate it, and it has raw eggs in it. And I was very sick, still had to perform at competition. But it was bad. It was bad. Host Winky says, I ate cake batter 4 months ago. You just can't eat a lot of it. You can't eat a lot of it. Everyone say hi to Lee, Jalila. We are at 71 likes. Thank you so much for reminding. Hello Swinky says, hi, sister. Yes, the sister, little sis. Hello Swinky says, friendly reminder to become a member of the Bree Hive. Dropping the link, guys. Yes, remember, if you would like to join the members live stream, do hit that link. We will be on the 20th or the 21st. Haven't picked the day yet, but we will be here hanging out. Deacon Fedo says, y'all did thing where y'all liked this. Yeah, we licked the spoon. You're supposed to only lick the spoon. I left enough batter to eat soup. Eat cake batter soup after Thanksgiving, as if you didn't eat enough food as is. What possessed me to do that? I don't know. Deacon Vito says, yeah, what kid didn't do that? We licked the bowl, but that day I decided, well, maybe I will leave a little bit more than licking the bowl amount. I feel like that was a dumb idea. Nancy says, aren't the other items added after the main protein at Subway? That's what it's. Oh, if you add mayonnaise and mustard? I don't know. I never got tuna from Subway. Tanya D said, is this the crumble cookie sister? Yes. I only have one little sister. I have one older one. This is the little one, and she's the only little one. The middle sister. Cheryl C says, the laws regarding food labeling and ingredients in the U.S. are not geared to protect consumers. Way too much lobbying and influence involved in process. And I heard that, well, I've been to other countries. You can eat a whole bunch in another country and you won't gain any weight. You probably will actually lose weight because their food is actually real. But in America, everything is so processed, so it actually makes you gain weight. It's not good. It's not good. We're having a food lesson. Deacon Fiddle says, because it tastes great. It was good. It was great. It just didn't have a great result. Did not have a great result. Okay, let's see. What are they alleging? That it contained miscellaneous products. When ordering tuna at a restaurant, a reasonable consumer believes the product they are paying for only contains tuna and no other fish. Why do I keep saying fish? Fish species, animal products, or miscellaneous products. Accordingly, the tuna products are misbranded under federal and California state laws. Defendants' deceptive marketing scheme of the tuna products include tactics such as falsely labeling the tuna products as being tuna on menus throughout defendants' Subway eatery locations, as well as on defendants' website. Reasonable consumers rely on product labeling and marketing in making their purchasing decisions. When a reasonable consumer sees a salad, sandwich, or wrap labeled, marketed, or advertised as being tuna, he or she reasonably expects that the food product will be comprised only of tuna, as opposed to being comprised of tuna and some fish species, animals, products, and miscellaneous or mysterious substances not otherwise expected to be in the product. What are these miscellaneous substances? Let me know what it is. In reliance on defendants' misleading marketing and deceptive advertising practices, plaintiffs and other consumers purchased the tuna product because they reasonably believe, based on defendants' marketing and advertising, that the tuna products contained 100% tuna and no other fish species, animal products, or miscellaneous products. Had plaintiffs or other consumers known that the tuna products partially or wholly lacked tuna as an ingredient, or that the tuna products contained other fish species, animal products, or miscellaneous ingredients, they would not have purchased the tuna products or would have paid significantly less for them. As a result, plaintiffs and other similarly situated class members have been deceived and suffered economic injury. I saw their names earlier. I'm going to go with the fact that they're probably not from America. Because I think most Americans know when you're ordering a tuna sandwich, you're likely getting tuna salad on your sandwich. And that's what I would want if I'm ordering tuna salad. And I saw their names earlier, and it does look like a little bit of foreign names, not to, Karen Danoa and Nilma Amin. So those are not very Americanized names. They could potentially still be American, but I'm going to go with that they're not American. And so maybe they did really think that they were going to get fish, like a slab of, keep calling it a slab, like a slice of fish on their sandwich. But most Americans would not think that they would think that they were getting tuna salad. That's the best I got for them, because I don't get, what is your point? I mean, I don't agree with you. I think if I ordered a tuna salad or a tuna sandwich, what Subway gives you is exactly what I would think that you're getting, or think that I'm getting. Let's see. Defendants' labeling, marketing, and advertising uniformly involves false and or misleading statements, as well as material omissions of fact concerning the tuna products, which have injured plaintiffs and the class and duped them into buying premium priced food dishes based on the representations that the tuna products contained only tuna and no other fish species, animal products, and miscellaneous items. I memorized that now. My thing is, don't Subway sandwiches generally cost around the same price no matter what meat you put on them? I haven't been to Subway in years, but I know I used to only buy $5 footlongs. So I never paid the regular price. Oh, I have paid the regular price before, but it's cheaper to get it like a $5 footlong, and you can get whatever meat you want, if I'm not mistaken. So I haven't been there in years, though, so I don't know. These deceptive business practices and representations have misled the general public. I don't think the general public, maybe you, but not the general public, into believing that the tuna products contained 100% tuna and only tuna. And maybe that's what's wrong with America. We're just used to the stuff not being exactly what they're saying that they are. And maybe they're right on the right path in suing because it wasn't what it said it was. Based on the fact that defendants advertised and misled plaintiffs and others similarly situated, plaintiff brings this class action against defendants to seek reimbursement of the premium they and the class member paid due to defendants' false deceptive misrepresentations about the composition and ingredients of the tuna products. Plaintiff seeks relief in this action individually and on behalf of all purchasers of the tuna products statewide in California for common law fraud, intentional misrepresentation, negligent misrepresentation, and unjust enrichment. Additionally, plaintiffs seek relief in this action individually and on behalf of all purchasers of tuna products in California for a violation of the California Business and Professions Code, California's false advertisement law, and as well as California unfair competition law. Hold on, y'all. Yes. So they are suing for, it basically not being the tuna that they expected. I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the chat real quick and see what the peeps are saying. But what do you guys feel about this? I want to know what they thought it was going to be. So I actually am going to, let's see if I can kind of skim through it and see what they're claiming that it is. They're just saying people will pay premium price for tuna, but what is this miscellaneous ingredient? Okay, here we go. A little bit. So defendants in-store menus identify its tuna products as being tuna. Additionally, their website identified the tuna products as being 100% wild-caught tuna blend with creamy mayo. That's what I would think it is. They just don't make it as fancy like with the mustard and stuff. Let's see. A marine integrative biologist performed tests on 20 samples of tuna products from 20 different Subway restaurants in the greater Southern California region. This testing was performed by researchers at the Barber Lab located at UCLA's Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. Specifically, Dr. Barber performed DNA barcoding testing on 20 samples of defendants' tuna products. DNA barcoding is a method for identifying an unknown sample to a particular species based on diagnostic DNA sequence. Much barcodes. Let's see. Okay, they're doing a barcode. At each of the 20 Subway restaurant establishment, 50 grams of tuna products were collected. Custom sequencing were used to try to identify the kind of genetic information that was present in each of the 20 samples of tuna product. The sample were tested against 4 different primers: vertebrate primers, tuna primers, COI, which stands for cytochrome C oxidase I primers, and plant primers. Of the 20 samples tested, 19 of them had no 19 of them had no detectable tuna DNA sequence whatsoever. Okay, I can see why they're suing. So it's not the fact that it's mixed tuna, I guess. I thought it was the mixed tuna issue. Additionally, the test results indicate that all 20 samples contain detectable sequence of DNA of chicken DNA. A majority of the samples, 11 out of 20, contain detectable sequence of pork. Of pork, chicken, you could probably get away with, but pork, and none of the samples, in some of the samples, 7 out of 20 contain detectable sequence of cattle. How do you even get cow meat that color? That's what I talk about with America's food, man. Oh, as such, the tuna that stressed me out, y'all. I wanted to know what she thought it was, and now I know. So that really stressed me out. As such, the tuna products are not being sold as advertised. That is, the tuna products are not tuna or 100% tuna, but are contaminated or otherwise adulterated, such that consumers are not receiving the product what reasonably expect to purchase. Defendant do not take sufficient measures to control or prevent the known risk of adulteration to its tuna products. On the contrary, they actively perpetuate actions and steps that encourage mixing or allowing non-tuna ingredients to make their way into tuna products. Beef and pork is wild. They're basically alleging that they are not taking the proper measures to keep those things out of the tuna. Okay, I'm not gonna go into all of that, but yeah, whoa, buddy. All right, let me jump into the chat real quick. Let's see. So I was off a little bit. She's saying that it doesn't have no tuna. Chelsea says other animal product, it clearly has mayo. Mayo has eggs. They're saying it's well, eggs, I mean, could be related to the chicken. So maybe that's why such a high percentage was chicken. Elise Lynch has economic injury, a $5 foot long. Yes. So when people sue for things like this, how much money are they going to get? How much money did they really lose? Probably not that much. Deacon Fado says mayo is eggs. Yes, eggs and oil. Yep. Elise Lynch says, I mean, there are pictures all over of what you get when you order it. It looks like I was a little bit off. I thought they wanted a slab or a fillet or whatever of the tuna, but it looks like they're saying, I don't know how they could tell that it didn't taste like tuna, but obviously they said it didn't taste like tuna. And they did a test on it. But Subway also says that they did tests on their own meat too. And theirs is tuna. So it would have been a battle of the experts up there about if it's tuna or not. Jalila says, I'd expect tuna salad unless it specifically said that it was like a tuna fillet / burger. Yeah, I would agree with you there for sure. Tiny D says, I would check them out. Tanissa. Elise Lynch says, no, some are more expensive, like with bacon and steak. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense though. Lily says, I don't call her that, so it's kind of hard. $5 foot long disappeared a long time ago. I know. I said I haven't been there in years. Deacon Fiddle says $5 have turned into $7, and don't you dare ask for flatbread. I'm telling you, I have not been there in years. Cheryl C says they haven't been $5, and y'all is going off on me. I just missed all of these. They're now close to $10. Now, why would we buy a $10 sandwich? Like, let's be for real, y'all. They're a slightly different price. Okay, that makes sense. I would assume they would start doing that, but you know, I was there back in the day. College budget is when I was eating that. Summer Butterfly, another member of the channel, welcome into the live stream, saying, are they trying to say that tuna isn't real? They're trying to say that Subway is making fake tuna. That's what they're saying. Subway is making fake tuna. Deacon Pedro says, I'm kind of with plaintiff on this one. With the breakdown of the genetics, yes, I would be with them. But, you know, Subway still has their arguments. Of course, they could manipulate and only test their tuna products. But this one was more of a random test. The other thing that kind of plays a role in it is that these Subway restaurants are kind of separate franchises that sometimes do things that they're not supposed to do. I listened to a TikTok like yesterday of someone saying they worked at Subway and you're only supposed to keep the meat for like 3 days, which still sounds outrageous. I mean, I guess that's not that long. But like their particular restaurant will keep it for 7 days in order to cut costs. So you can have these franchises that are supposed to follow certain rules, but maybe they don't all the way, or maybe they got a bad batch. I don't know. Elise says, I was joking about the old well-known ad. Nissa says, a 12-inch sub, the way I like it, is $13 at Subway, and they don't even really be 12 inches, do they? Didn't they get sued for something like that too? Just saying no tuna, SC. That's what they're saying. No tuna. So it's pork floss. Basically what they're alleging. Nissa says Food Science Babe did a video on this and how wrong good report is. Do you mean the one from UCLA, how wrong that report is? Deacon Fatal says this sounds like pork floss. It's basically what they're alleging, right? It's a freaking hot dog. Mama B says, slather it enough mayo, it's all the same color. I guess that is true. You could probably do that. Hella Swanky says, oh hell no, someone who doesn't eat pork, I'd be pissed. Yes, that's what I would be concerned about. If it's pork, and I could be making like racist inferences based on their names, I'm gonna leave that alone. It seems like they probably don't want to eat pork. So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm just making inferences based on name. Let's see. Deacon Beto says, I'm trying not to cuss. Right, not trying to cuss, talking about this stuff. Elise Lynch says, how sad to make beef or pork taste like tuna. That is crazy. Like, if you can do that, I mean, Subway might want to go into a different business if they could do that. But I mean, food science is a crazy thing. Jalila says these people suing could be Muslim. That's what I was going for. That's what I was insinuating. So they aren't supposed to be eating pork. It could have made the people sick. Yes, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Their point of saying that it's not actually tuna makes a lot more sense to me than them expecting the like the tuna slab. I did not know they was going to come with science and facts saying that it's not actual tuna. Cheryl C says it's all kept in one station. That's what I was thinking, like maybe cross-contamination. But generally, when you take the tuna out of the can, doesn't it just go directly on the bread? So I'm kind of wondering how it could get mixed up. The chicken is because the eggs. I can agree with that. And the mayo, but it is probably because the cross-contamination of ingredients on the station. There's roast beef, ham, turkey, chicken. Yes, and that also goes to like why all of the meats didn't have all the same meats in them. Now, are they making the tuna with tofu? Like, why is it no tuna in it? Why is there no tuna in it? Elise says, Cheryl, that makes sense. Saying Deacon Fatal saying Ali, that is what I am thinking, and anyone that practices Orthodox religion. Yes, of course. That's what I was aiming for too, as far as they don't want to eat pork, or they can't eat pork. Based on their names, I would assume, even though you're not supposed to do things like that, but that's what I was assuming. Tiny says we're at 77 likes. Make sure you hit the like button and help us reach our 100 like goal during the live stream. Yes, we are there. We have 37 people watching live. So if you have not already, please do hit the like button. We do have 100 like per stream goal, and we're hoping to meet it tonight. Let's see. Cheryl C says, but they didn't test the tuna from a new container. They tested tuna that they ordered from the restaurant. I would agree with you there. Maybe the employees didn't change their gloves after making roast beef or ham sandwiches. Very possible. Or potentially using the same tongs, or I don't know. Do they use tongs? They use their hands at Subway, huh? Yeah, that's very possible too. So like I said, it would be more of like a battle of the expert, not just, oh, I'm going to go order this from this restaurant and say that it's the same thing of what, like I said, these are separate franchises, what Subway requires versus what the franchise owner orders. They should be ordering from the same place, but hey, some people cut costs. Nissa says, yes, she said that because there was other stuff in the tuna, there could be a bad report on it. Go check it in her video. She explained it better. Okay, yeah, I will check that out. Deacon Fatal says, just don't gaslight me with my food. I mean, come on, just let me have one thing that is true. At this point, not in America. Not in America. And Miss Howard says, no, it's a container, and they made it probably in the back. As far as the tuna? Okay. Tiny D says, so how did they realize it wasn't tuna or decided to sue? Did they get sick? I don't, there's the plaintiff experience that I'm going to go through, which is going to make the, I wasn't planning on going through it. But I'm going to go through it to see like how they found out. Right. Because I'm sure they didn't hire the science, or are they just litigious people like our other friend that just sues people for whatever, and this just sounded like a good one, and they just happened to find things with their science experiment. So it could be a bunch of different things. Elise says, it doesn't come in a can. It comes in large packages that are mixed with mayo in a bowl in the back, then separated into smaller containers to go on the line. That makes sense. I don't think I would want my tuna already mixed with mayo. That definitely makes sense. Simone D says, some Subways are privately owned or franchised. The owner could be cut in cost by mixing ingredients. Also, the cross-contamination is very possible. I would agree. Look, we got our own little detectives here on YouTube. Deacon Fatal says, that's a good question, Natanya D. Did I get it? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I did get that question. Simone D says, I worked at Subway as a teen, and the tuna came in a large vacuum sealed package with water and, I don't know, tuna juice. Love it. Tuna juice and way too much mayo added. I thought it didn't have the mayo already included. Okay, let's look at the plaintiff's experience to see like what made them sue, right? All right, and each year beginning in 2013, so they kept ordering this tuna. Why did you keep ordering it? Why did you keep ordering it? Okay, let's go. And each year beginning in 2013 and continuing to 2019, plaintiff Amin ordered tuna products at Subway restaurant for health and weight loss purposes. So that's why she kept ordering it. But make your own tuna. It's that simple. Between 2013 and 2019, plaintiff Amin ordered, purchased, and consumed over 100 tuna products from Subway restaurants, specifically the Subway located on Middlefield Road in Palo Alto, California. Between 2013 and 2019, plaintiff and men ordered Tuna products at Subway restaurants based on representation and or omission of material facts identified on Subway's in-restaurant menu, which are typically located behind the sandwich bar on the back of the wall of the restaurant. Specifically, each time plaintiff and men visited a Subway restaurant to order a sandwich, make your own sandwich. 100 Subway sandwiches to lose weight, you could have made your own for a lot cheaper. Okay. She looked at the menu, acknowledged the food option, identified it as being tuna. Who does that? Every time you go in the restaurant, you look at the menu, even though you're going to order the same dang thing. Okay. I don't believe that. Let's get on the stand and talk about that. I don't believe that. But sure, let's go with it. She looked at the menu, acknowledged the food option identified as being tuna, ordered a sandwich or wrap because it was identified as being tuna, and consumed the tuna products, all with the understanding and belief that what she was eating was in fact only tuna. When reading the menu item identified as tuna, reasonable consumers, including plaintiff men, reasonably believe that the product they are ordering and purchasing will contain only tuna and no other fish species, animal species, or miscellaneous products not otherwise identified in the menu. In fact, plaintiff men and other reasonable consumers did not receive the tuna products as they are advertised. Instead, plaintiff men and other reasonable consumers received tuna products that were adulterated and contained chicken, pork, and cattle DNA, or tuna products that otherwise contained some material that was not in fact tuna. I thought they said that none of them contain tuna. Which one is it? Did none of it contain tuna, or did some of it contain tuna? I'm confused. I'll go back up and see, but I'm pretty sure they said none of it based on the science. During the time when plaintiff men was purchasing and consuming the tuna products, plaintiff did not take steps to verify the tuna products, components, or verify whether the tuna products contain tuna as a sole ingredient. Reasonable consumers such as plaintiff would not have considered it necessary to verify the clear message conveyed by defendants, labeling, advertising, and marketing. All right, they're saying the actions are malicious. They would not have bought it if they knew that it was not tuna. Defendants had a material representation. It was between 2019 to 2019, 2013 to 19. All right, they go on. All right, so that was her experience. She went to Subway between 2013 and 2019, and she ordered 100 sandwiches, and her sandwiches did not have tuna in it. And every time she went into the restaurant, she looked at the menu. It said, this menu says that it is tuna, so I am going to order it because it is tuna. Hello, Subway person. Can I get a tuna sandwich because it is tuna? No, I don't believe that part of it. But whatever she says, okay? She ordered the tuna because it was tuna. Yeah. And then they go on to like the class action, and multiple people had the same experience or a similar experience, blah, blah, blah. We're going to jump into defendant's attitude with this case for the third amended complaint. That was the second one, but we're going to stop here at the second one. Let's see. Trying to find a chat. Tiki Fatal said, now my stomach is upset. Right. Dealing with this case. A lot worse than the Buffalo Wild Wings one. Elise Lynch says, there was never a set amount of mayo, so everyone did it different. I was not a fan of the super wet mayo mixers. That sounds disgusting. Moist mayo. Winter Soldier. Oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. Simone D says, it's not included. Sorry, I retracted. We added the mayo. Some people never drained the juice. Who is training these Subway employees? This Howard says, is she trying to say that it's 100% albacore tuna? She doesn't say. She's saying some of it is chicken, some of it is beef, some of it is pork. I don't know. Cheryl C says, tuna salad, flaked tuna in brine, tuna water, salt, mayonnaise, soybean oil, eggs, water, distilled vinegar, contains less than 2% of salt, sugar, spice, lemon juice, and concentrate. disodium. uh, oh gosh, disodium. EDTA added to protect flavor, contains eggs and fish. That's our chicken DNA. Deacon Fatal says, have to head to bed. We'll check the rest on replay. Well, thank you for joining us live. I hope you have a good night, good rest. Thank you for all the dad jokes tonight. Let me see. Say bye to Deacon, night, good night. Yep, recharge for sure. Cheryl C said that was from Subway's website. Right after this lawsuit, they got to put it on their website. Albacore tuna is what they use for tuna fish sandwiches. Yes, I know. I don't know. I guess I'm just so used to everything being fake in America that I don't, because I'm pretty sure the turkey that they give you is not real. I'm pretty sure they had an issue with their bread not being freshly baked. Like, it's a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of stuff, and we just kind of eat it because that's what they give us. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like suing to me. But like you guys have said, if people have certain religions and they can't eat it, they get sick. Yes, sure, that's a problem. But my girl ordered 100 sandwiches. 100 sandwiches. Did she say per year or just all in all? But she ordered 100 sandwiches. So, and it didn't say anything about her getting sick. So I'm gonna assume that she did not get sick. Let's see where we're at in our likes. We are at 86 likes. I mean, we are only 14 away from our 100 like goal. So if you have not, and you have been holding out to be the 100th like, please do hit the like button so that we can reach our goal for the stream today. Let's see. Let's go ahead into the notice of motion. So, how I found this case today is that the plaintiffs are now trying to dismiss the case with prejudice because they are not ready to proceed forward. One of the plaintiffs is pregnant and just can't handle the responsibility of being a plaintiff and being pregnant at this time. So that is one reason why they are asking to drop the lawsuit at this time. However, Subway's attorneys are not having it. They are absolutely not having it. And they decided that they're going to file a motion for sanctions against the plaintiffs because of all of these amended complaints. And basically, they're going to allege that the plaintiffs changed their story. At first, it wasn't tuna at all. Now it's not 100% tuna. Now it's chicken, beef, pork, and all the other things. And now she's dismissing the lawsuit because she doesn't want to do it right now. And she wants to be able to bring it back. So let's get into the request for sanctions. It's basically a punishment for filing a frivolous lawsuit or not really trying to work to promote settlement, which courts like. They don't like to go to trial. About only 2% of cases actually go to trial. They like to stay out of the courts, right? All right. So this is our notice of motions pursuant to 28 USC 1927. The court inherent authority and local rules. Notice is hereby given that on August 10th, 2023 at 2 p.m. or as soon thereafter as counsel may be heard in this courtroom in Oakland, so we can go if we want to in April, to do Subway franchise. The defendants are bringing this motion. This motion is made on the grounds that counsel of record, specifically, not we about to call them out, but we are, Shalini Dogra, Mark Lanier, Jonathan Wilkerson, Patrick McNichols, Jeffrey Lamb, and Richard Kellner unreasonably and vexatiously multiplied proceedings in this action by filing multiple complaints, making and then pursuing allegations they knew did not have any truthful basis, and did so in bad faith and for the improper purpose of harassing Subway and to extract unjustified settlement. They tried to bully Subway, and basically the factual allegations and multiple complaints filed by counsel in this lawyer-driven lawsuit. Oh, so Subway is saying like the plaintiffs didn't even want to do this. This is all the lawyers that had some type of beef or tuna or chicken or pork with Subway. They had some type of beef with Subway and decided that they were going to get some plaintiffs to help them file this lawsuit, right? Or maybe they just want the payout. This is what Subway is alleging. And let me see, where are we at? Lawyer-driven lawsuit were both patently false and inconsistent with their prior filings and the facts known to plaintiff's counsel. Indeed, Subway provided counsel with documents and other evidence demonstrating that the claims alleged against Subway were false, but counsel ignored that evidence and refused to abandon their claims, causing Subway to incur substantial expenses that should have never been incurred. Furthermore, counsel for the plaintiff have conducted themselves in bad faith, including by unreasonably increasing Subway's fees and costs in litigation, disregarding their discovery obligation, submitting false declarations to the court, ignoring court orders and deadlines, and blatantly or belatedly seeking to voluntarily dismiss their claims in an effort to avoid imminent adverse rulings from the court. So it sounds like the court was getting ready to rule against them. And now all of a sudden the plaintiff is too pregnant to proceed. They want to dismiss it with prejudice. And they probably should have dismissed it a lot earlier on than waiting till now, is what Subway is alleging. This motion is based on this notice of motion, the accompanying memorandum of points and authorities, the declarations of Christina M. Wong, the proposed orders, all filings, evidence and pleadings on file in this case on such other matters and arguments of counsel as may be presented in court at and before the time of the hearing. The amount sought by Subway is just improper and and the plaintiff's counsel should be sanctioned to prevent and deter them from engaging in further improper litigation. And so this lawsuit, like I said, has been going on for 1.5 to 2 years. And plaintiffs are saying now all of a sudden, 2 years later, they're asking to withdraw voluntarily and without prejudice so that they can bring it back. Subway said, no, you're not going to get out that easy. We're suing you for sanctions. How much are they requesting? Defendants' motion seeks sanctions against plaintiffs' 7 attorneys in this litigation, jointly and severally in the amount of $617,955.49, plus additional amounts incurred in connection with bringing this motion and opposing the plaintiff's motion for voluntary dismissal. So not only is the plaintiff asking to be dismissed, Subway is opposing it like, no, you are not about to get out of this because we need to get your sanctions against you. We need the judge to rule against you. These fees and costs were incurred in connection with defending. Oh, $600,000 on a legal bill is crazy. But that's why these people are rich. These fees and costs were incurred in connection with defending against this frivolous litigation, including by preparing 2 motions to dismiss the complaint filed by counsel, preparing and responding to discovery, litigating discovery disputes, the cost of experts, and otherwise addressing false claims made by plaintiff's counsel and adverse publicity generated by the same. They did get some bad publicity on this case. Defendant seeks this order pursuant to this statute and the court's inherent authority under this local rule. Wow. So they're asking the court if sanctions are justifiable and whether the inherent authorities give them the right to get these attorney's fees. That is not looking good for them. Let me know if y'all want to cover the motion to dismiss and then Subway's opposition to the motion to dismiss, because I'm pretty sure that's going to have some tea in it. I am absolutely sure that's going to have some tea in it. Why are they not letting them dismiss a case against them? They must have some good evidence against them that they're wanting to present. They said that there's a declaration in here, but is it on here or is it in a different document? It might be in a different document. So we're not going to cover that tonight. But yes, they are opposing getting a case dismissed. Most people do not do that, y'all. We are at 90 likes, which means we need 10 more likes to hit our like goal for the stream. So let me go ahead and log on and hit the like button myself on this on my YouTube channel. Let's see where we are at. Let's go to my own channel. Boom. And then I'm going to get into the chat if y'all have not. Why is it not showing my thumbnail on here? Are y'all able to see my thumbnail? Because on my side, it is not showing my thumbnail. Let me know if y'all were able to see my thumbnail. All right. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the chat here. All right. Hello Swanky says, wait, what? Nah, I fully expect my meat to be real unless told otherwise. Do I need to start checking at this point? Yes. No, but I'm just saying, I mean, like, we all eat chicken nuggets and we know it's not the nugget of the chicken, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know. Well, we all don't eat it, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, oh, we kind of know this food is fake. There's a lot more stuff coming out about even like the meat in the grocery store being fake. I think it's all fake. I don't know. Let me not start no beef with the U.S. government though. Hello, so he says, while they're being petty, LOL. Cheryl C says it was on their website before the lawsuit. Coincidentally, I've had to look up the Subway ingredients list for work. I have to see if there was pork in the meatballs. It's all on the same PDF. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because meatballs are meatballs pork? Sometimes meatballs are pork, right? And sometimes they're beef, right? Hello, somebody says Oakland, bet meet you there, Brie. I'm not driving in that Oakland traffic. The traffic from here to Oakland, no, I can't do it. But let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. Oh, Swanky says, oh, that would explain a lot. This being lawyer driven, trying to collect some money. And then the plaintiffs are kind of like innocent, but they need a face for the lawsuit. That's basically what that's basically what Subway is alleging. And I'm wondering if they just got beef with that law firm or those attorneys. Like, they might already have beef with them. Cheryl C says, it's the 49 cents for me. Don't forget about that 49 cents. That was that paper we printed out today. Elise Lynch says, I'm down for it if you don't cover it more. Yeah, because I mean, this one is going to be probably coming to an end soon since they're asking to be dismissed. And it sounds like there were some rulings coming up against them. I have not read every document in this lawsuit, but I feel like it's going to have some good tea in the no, don't dismiss their complaint against us. Rule against them, please. Summary judgment right now. Cheryl C says, in my opinion, they thought Subway was going to settle this long ago because they don't want the bad publicity, right? Subway wants to go to court. I'm on Subway's side on this one. It has always been suspicious to me. And they're saying that they gave them documentation. Who's to say the UCLA lab is correct? Who's to say the DNA that they tested against it was correct? There's a lot that goes into it. Mary Malaki says, thanks, Bree. LOL, 92 likes. We are 92 likes in. Yes. Tiny D says, tell Alpha to hit the like button. LOL. I think he's back. He's just in the other room. Lynn says, I love to see how the Subway case ends up. Yeah, so we might cover a little bit more of it to see what tea they have in the, or not the complaint, in the response to not let them dismiss the case is wild to me. Cheryl C says, I see the boss up with attorney Bree banner on the stream. I don't know why. I'm going to have to upload the thumbnail. That's what it's showing for me too. Elise Lynch says, that's what I'm saying. You don't go to fast food really expecting healthy food. Their bread is more cake than bread. Well, they said it's for weight loss. Like who was the guy that they had as like the spokesperson that was losing like a bunch of weight on sandwiches, which is crazy. Lynn said, you can put pork into meatballs. Yeah, I think there are pork meatballs. Lynn says meatballs can be a variety of meats. I didn't realize that they do the variety of meats. Lynn says meatballs are a combo of ingredients. So always best to see how a restaurant prepares them. Yeah, I like meatballs. Meatballs are great. Christopher says meatballs have wheat in them too. From the breadcrumbs or from something else? Alpha says he already hit the like button. Well, thank you so much, lovely Alpha. Soon to be husband. Right on, Alpha. Mary Malaki says we're at 96 likes. Elise Lynch says, we don't talk about Jared anymore. Oh, yeah, he had some other issues, huh? Elise Lynch says he was convicted. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Lily says Jared until he was found to be a pedo. Like how you put it. Yeah. Yeah, they did have his face all over the place. I do remember that coming out. Crystal Harris says, why they have to mess up meatballs like that? It's supposed to be meatballs, not wheat balls. I'm just saying. That is funny. Is it because the breadcrumbs? I don't know. I just be making stuff up as I go. Y'all be saying stuff to me and I don't know the answer, so I just make a comment and hope nobody thinks I'm crazy. Cheryl C says, oh, I don't think we want to talk about Jared. Yeah, everybody already put that warning out there. We do not want that guy here. Lee says, I'm pretty sure that was the spokesperson. Yeah, that was him. Early congratulations to you, Alpha. You get to marry me. Oh my gosh. A lady says Jared ended up problematic. Yeah, that's what the chat is saying. Yeah, I do remember that coming out about him as well. Let's see where we're at with our likes. We're at 95. Y'all said 96. Mine says 95 likes. So we got 5 people at least that's lurking in the chat that have not hit the like button. Please do hit the like button. I am all caught up on the chat. I couldn't find any more juicy details in here, but I think I am going to look into the motion in opposition to a motion to dismiss the complaint against the person opposing the mark or the defendants opposing the mark. I think I will look into that. We can probably cover that on the members live stream. Like I said, I don't think I'll be here on Thursday. I have a hearing in the morning and then also got to get my hair did for the wedding. And then next week, I'm scheduled to be in trial. So I don't think that I'm going to have time to do live streams next week either. But I should be able to still do the member stream over the weekend. So you guys will be seeing some posts from me in the community tab about when the members live stream is going to be. If you would like to become a member and would like to join into that live stream, please do become a member before not this weekend, but next weekend, so that you guys can join in and talk with us. We might talk a little bit about this case. We might talk a little bit about the divorce with Kim Zolciak. And we might talk about other stuff that pops up, honestly. We'll see what comes up. I'm going to go ahead and read a couple more chats. Maybe we can get our likes up. We're still at 95, so I feel like everyone in live stream have already liked have already liked the live stream. So thank you guys so much for that support. Let me see. Crystal Harris says, it's Alpha. Yes, Alpha is in the chat. Crystal Harris says, yes, it is the breadcrumbs that puts the wheat into it. Yeah, that makes sense. Lynn says, meatball or meat, eggs, and breadcrumbs. Biggest difference is the type of meat used and the percentage of meat to breadcrumbs. I have made meatballs one time, and I don't think they turned out that good. So I would probably just buy it out the bag. But once you do that, it's probably fake. Lee says, maybe it doesn't count your like. Mine says 96. Oh, how rude. Why would it not count my like? When I hit the like button, it went up 1. So why is it not counting my like now? Whatchamacallit is here in the live stream. Welcome in, saying, once upon a time, many years ago, I believe in the 80s, tuna companies used to capture dolphins with the tuna ink. Oh, I think I've seen that before. I think I've read that before. Oh, why do I feel bad for the dolphins and not the tuna? What is wrong with me, right? Tuna companies used to capture dolphins with the tuna and grind it all together and put it in a can marked tuna. It was a huge thing. I don't want to eat dolphins, but why are we okay with eating tunas and not dolphins? Dolphins are intellectual, sure, but why are we so against the tuna and the salmon? Why do we eat them? And then we don't eat goldfish. I'm torn now. Maybe I should be a vegetarian. I couldn't. I'm sorry for those of you that are. Hello, Spanky says, so Bree, what's your question about the reparations in Cali? What do you think? Do you think they're going to be able to enforce it? So I looked it up. For those of you that care, we're kind of done with the topics of the stream. I just want to get this out there for those of you that care about the reparations. Basically, in California, they have a committee to try to figure out what type of reparations they should pay to African American people, based on kind of like the discrimination that we faced or that our parents faced, as far as like progressing in society. Do you think it really applies? Well, I guess because there was still like redlining and stuff, but I'm pretty sure there wasn't slavery in California. But they still did have like the redlining and kind of not letting Black people get jobs and things like that. My question is, how are they going to enforce it with so many interracial people now? There's interracial people that may have Black blood in them but don't look Black. And so do they still get the money? How are they going to prove, like, how are people going to prove that they are Black, or that even that they're the descendants of slaves? They're saying you either have to prove that you are related to someone who was a slave, which is crazy because we didn't even get to keep records of our families and things like that. Or two, that you're related to someone that's been here since the 1900s. How the heck are people going to prove that? How are they going to prove that? Because we could not keep records like that. I think as far as I could probably go back to like 1906, and probably before that. My grandpa was born in like 1930. So his mom would have had to be born in like close to the 1900s. So then I would have to go back to her mom and dad. So yeah, I think I could show it, but that's crazy. That I just don't see how they're going to be able to really distinguish all of those people. Hello Smokey says, did you just want to know my thoughts about it in general? Yeah, your thoughts about it in general, or like how are they going to enforce this? I did the calculator. It said I should be getting like over $500,000. Like, that's crazy. And how are they even going to afford it? Elise Lynn says, good luck on your trial. I hope it gets canceled tomorrow. That's what I'm going to settlement conference for tomorrow. I hope we get an agreement. Say good luck on getting an agreement tomorrow, because I don't think it should go to trial. I don't want it to go to trial. Let's see. Cheryl C says the dolphin didn't end up in the cans. They did die in the nets, though. So there was a movement to make commercial tuna fishing more dolphin friendly. How do they know that a dolphin didn't get chopped up, though? Mary Malaki says we're at 97. Mary Malaki says we're at 98. Let's see if people hit the like button. Ooh, we hit 100. It's 100 on my end. I don't know if it's 100 on y'all's end, but it just hit 100 on my end of the live stream. Yes, thank you. Thank you to the chat. I need to get my soundboard. I said I was going to get it this month, but this month has been busy. Yay, we hit the 100 mark live stream. Yeah, 100 mark like on the live stream. Thank you to the live chat for getting us to our goal of the live stream. A year of September's production says I'm adding likes to the stream. Oh, hey, come on, we gotta do it the real way. I appreciate it. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but we gotta get it the natural way. Mary Marlaki says 99. Jalila says we just need 2 more likes, people. Make sure you like and subscribe to join the Beehive. Yes, of course. Thank you, Lee. She says we made it to 100. I was late. I was very late, huh? Mary Malaki saying 100. Swanky Small says 100. Thank you, Hella Swanky, for jumping on all the channels. Elise Lynch says, because of shows of cute dolphins, no cute tuna show. Yeah, there is no show about a tuna. And then like all the fish on SpongeBob, they don't even have like a main role. Did you ever notice that? The dolphins don't either. There's no dolphin main character. There's a whale. That's about it on SpongeBob. 100, yes, party for the 100. Lynn says goldfish are all bones. And they're more like pets, right? But how do we choose which animal is edible? Like, we don't eat dogs, but we'll eat a cow. I don't know. Chelsea says, yay, good job, everyone, on 100 likes. Yes, I definitely appreciate the live chat. And Hello Swanky for going extra hard and getting us those extra likes. Yay, we got the horns. Thank you, Crystal. Lady says some people do eat goldfish. They are bony. That is weird. I never thought about eating a goldfish. I also had like 3 goldfish in my life. And Lily has had several goldfish that never really made it home, but yeah, we'll save that for a different time. Lynn says, we like showing 101. Yes, we made it to the goal. Hello Swanky says, okay, so I'm kind of surprised we got this far with the reparations. I'm here for it, but we really need a systemic change, not individualized changes. Those are things still impacting us today. Yes, that is true as well. They probably should be addressing things more than money, right? Crystal Harris says, we eat them. Cats are delicious and we need the protein. You eat cats? You eat cats? Where? I didn't know that. Well, thank you for sharing. Where are you located, Crystal? Cheryl C says, I can see how blanket reparations could I can't see how blanket reparations could ever be distributed or proven or enforced. Yes. They're like, if you marked yourself as black on the census, I have never filled out a census. The last time I checked, I'm pretty black. Like, so do I not get it? Like, do we start from birth? Do we like, what do we have to prove that we were discriminated against? I feel like it's going to be a lot. Crystal said, "Cause oh my gosh, not cats." I was like, "Wait, where are you from?" So it just said we eat them because they're delicious and we need protein. I was like, "Where are you from? Eating cats?" No offense to people that eat cats, but I don't think that's allowed in America. Lisa Krogan says, and the taxpayers are going to pay. Who's going to pay for this? Who is going to pay for this? They said they got like billions though, but billions for they're saying basically like all the 6.2 million, however many black people there are in California, everybody doesn't get it. You have to prove you were here or your family was here since the 1900s, which is crazy. Lily says most black people don't have records like that, and they weren't keeping track of us like that. Exactly. The best you can get is finding an old picture of someone in your family that had to be of that age, which I think I do have that, honestly. So Lee will have it too. We do have that, but a lot of people won't have that. So that will be interesting. Hello Sonky says, I have the same question you have, proving you're a descendant of enslaved people. But the thing is, the systematic issues that came from slavery and segregation affected all black people today, not just ADOS. Yes, that is what some of the argument was. And then they argued that making you prove that you have been a slave or that I'm trying not to laugh, making us prove that we were related to slaves or have at least been here long enough to potentially be related to slaves would make it less of a chance of it going up on Supreme Court and being overturned. So my inclination is that they may approve a bill for kind of like publicity reasons, and then it's going to be taken to the Supreme Court, and then none of us are ever going to get anything, because that could take years and years and years for it to go to the Supreme Court, and then by then more people will lose records. It's going to be hard to even. I just don't see how they're going to do it. Witness says, true breed, there are pro-genealogy people. It's not that tough, but there are tons of challenges. It's going to be a lot of challenges. And then, like I said, if you are white passing or white presenting, how are you going to qualify? If you are white passing or white presenting, did you face the same discrimination and, halt to your life as a person that is black presenting? If you are interracial and you were related to half of the side of your family that was related to a slave, did you face the same limits as a full black person that maybe grew up in the projects? Did I, as a person that did not grow up I wouldn't consider myself to have grown up in poverty for most of my life, do I even face the same struggles as people who grew up in poverty? I did not face the same struggles as, like they say, being affected by mass incarceration. Me personally probably was not affected by that, but people around me were probably affected by that. Like, if that makes sense. So it's kind of hard to put kind of that blanket thing to be like, okay, you were raised in a suburban neighborhood, so you don't get as much money as this person that was raised in the hood. Or like, how do they even, I don't get it. I don't know what it'll be. Elise Lynn says, good luck for agreements. Yes, good luck for agreements for sure for tomorrow. Yes, fingers crossed. Lily says, if they can give money to Ukraine, they can give Black people refuge. That one right there. Okay, I agree with you there. I just don't know how they're going to divide it up. I think that would be the biggest issue, is the dividing it up. Zoe says, did I miss Kimsey? Yes, she was at the middle of the pretty early on in the live stream. First hour of the live stream, we covered her. Probably around the 40-minute mark is when we started that case. Hella Swanky says, maybe this is something we can discuss on the members live, because I got a lot of thoughts on it, because I'm here for reparations, but I don't know that the reparations should be cash payments to individuals. Give us our 40 acres and a mule. No, I don't even know what you can do. I really don't know what you can do this far after the reparations were supposed to be paid. I just don't know what you can do this far after it. And people are going to do what they want with the money and may end up still in the same position. So, not to say that people should be able to dictate what they do with the money, but I guess at least you won't be able to make excuses if you get the money and you still don't progress. Hello Swinky says, yeah, I went to my other accounts to add likes and like to the algorithm. Yes, appreciate it. Very much so appreciate it. Cheryl C says, it's also not just one group. Reparations for Indigenous Americans, for Asian Americans who were put in concentration camps in the U.S. soil. I could go on and on, but I won't. I can't see a way to do it. I don't think everyone else is mentioned, though. I thought it was just for African Americans at this point. I don't think the other groups of people are mentioned at this point. And I read something that they're trying to actually get rid of some of the protections for under like the Indian Welfare Act for children and stuff like that. I heard they're trying to get rid of some of that stuff. So I think America's a mess. Let me not get kicked off of YouTube for anti-America propaganda. I just think America is a mess. There's just too much. Hello Swanky says, that's my question. How do we choose which animals are edible? It's just like we are going to have to wonder, how do we choose which Black people are Black enough? Like, which animals are edible, which Black people are Black enough? Questions that need answers amongst America. Lily says, all my goldfish died. All of Lily's goldfish died and their name was like Hamilton. I told her not to tell any embarrassing stories, but now I'm telling the embarrassing stories. And she has no way to defend herself, but only in the comments. The memories. Okay, Lynn says, choice of animal depends on how hungry you are, what's available. That is true. One other thing that I always we are completely off topic at this point, but we are at the end of the stream. One thing that I always think about, like, who was the tester to see what food was edible, like what plants and stuff, and like, were they just not allergic to anything? Like, because now peanuts are safe to eat for a lot of people, but it's also a very deadly allergic reaction for some people. So what if we can eat certain things, but we don't know that we can eat it because the person that tested it died because they were allergic to it, but us other people are not going to be allergic to it. Maybe they didn't have as many allergies back then. I don't know. But they also died easy back then too, so it would be hard to tell what killed them. Yeah. That was like it says, also, if slave owners got reparations, descendants of slaves also absolutely deserve restoration justice in the form of reparations, but again, in cash payments to individuals, the way to go. I don't know. I just don't know how they could do it this late on. I feel like they should have did it like way closer to the time. Like, I understand that we are still affected by some of the consequences today, but I just don't know how are not a lot of people are going to have those pictures to show, like, see, this is my great grandpa, and his mama was a slave. Like, it's going to be hard to do that. When it says, if you need food, you'll eat a lot of things, grapes of wrath and stuff. Yeah, that is true. This is how it says, in the recommendations for reparations, they suggested to change the state's constitution and change implicit bias. Roland Martin Channels talked about it last night. You got all the channels. All the channels. Yeah, I haven't looked too much into it, because I was like, where did this even, I didn't even know it was this far into negotiations, to tell you the truth. And I honestly don't think we'll see it soon. I just don't think we'll see it very soon. If it even gets into the bill, then to go, somebody's going to sue about it. Heck, a lot of people are going to sue about it because they're not getting the reparations, right? Cheryl C says, my dad is Filipino, but I look white and I'm very tall. No one would ever guess. I'm sure I'm not the only one who presents differently than my lineage would lead you to assume. That is very true. That is very true. That happens a lot. There's technically full, what they would consider full Black people that are white presenting. So how do they qualify? And then if their ancestors are white presenting, and then a lot of Black people are so mixed, could be mixed breed, even though both of my parents, if you look at them, they're both Black. But with all the stuff that happened during slavery, I'm pretty sure if I did a DNA test, some white is going to come back in my DNA. So what percentage of Black must you be, because I could easily be probably only 80% Black, maybe even 70, just because of all the mixing up that went on back there that was pushed under the rug and all of the things. Hello Sunky says, descendants of slave owners still benefit from those reparations their ancestors received to this day in the form of generational wealth, the same way we're still impacted of the negative effects. Yes, I agree. It's just going to be, the thing is, they got their reparations and they know who they were, but now we don't really know who it is. But like you said, maybe you just give it to all Black people. But then are we giving it to the Black people that just came 2 years ago? It just gets very tricky. When it says the only back in 1850 or so, there are census, birth, death records. Those were laws. Also, churches are great info sources. I wouldn't know where to find it. I feel like that's easy to say, but your family had to be going to church and keeping track of their birth records. My mom lost my birth certificate a couple times, and we are in the 2000s, So, yeah. Hello Snuggie says, this is such a complex issue, Brie. Why you ask my thoughts? I have so many, not enough time for characters available to share them all in the chat tonight. This is my area of expertise. Yes, I know. I just thought I would like to hear your opinion on it. I'm so behind in the chat, and I did not mean to go this long in the live stream. So I'm going to try to speed through some stuff. I'm trying to get through most of the chats, but we may not be able to get through everything. We are off topic at this point. So yes, this says also they recommend updates to school systems in areas that Black people mostly live in. As far as the reparation things, they should have been doing that. It says, yes, I agree with Lee. Britain just finished paying off their debt they accrued from paying reparations to their slave owners, colonizers, or settlers. When slavery ended, the U.S. can do it. They're gonna have to start soon, because the longer they wait, the more complicated it's gonna get. Hello Stunky says, Indigenous folks needs reparations for sure. Indigenous folks and descendants of African American slaves. That's it. Nobody else is an immigrant and came here by choice. Simplified version, but still. Yeah. I don't know all the history of all the other races, so I don't know if I can speak on it, but I know for sure as a Black person and what we face still till this day, I think we have a little in my opinion, because I'm Black and I'm the one that gets it right. And if you're of a different race, you could probably attest to other things. But I feel like we get a good part of the discrimination in America. A hefty part of it. Mary says, who mentioned Flipper? I love the Flipper series. I don't know what that is. Tiny D says, when I was in school, nobody was allergic to peanuts like now. That is so true. You can't even take peanut butter sandwich to lunch. Yes, because if you even touch somebody with peanuts, they're gonna have a whole allergic reaction. My niece is like that. Hello Swaggy says, the bottom line is reparations are absolutely possible. The question is not if we should or if it's right, but how to make it happen. How are you going to make it happen to it being fair, and also actually going to the people that are actually affected by it, or that were most likely affected by it, right? Elise says, you have DNA though. Yes, I do have DNA, but we don't have DNA for the people that existed in the 1900s. So that would make it hard. Lily says, I was literally talking about how all my goldfish died today because the pet fish in my old class died. He almost survived the whole school year. I remember watching one of my goldfish in college die. He was like trying to swim, and then he would like float up and then try to swim and then float up. He died a very slow, painful death, in my opinion. Elisa Conhan says, where do you stop? American Indians should get restitution. Maybe the African chief should help pay since they sold their people to the English. Why does the American taxpayers of today need to pay? The argument could be because they are the ones that got the benefit. They're the ones that got the benefit in America. So it can get dangerous. That's what I'm saying. We are not going to see it anytime soon, and it's probably going to go up to the Supreme Court. Lisa says, and there are American taxpayers who do not want our money going to Ukraine. We really don't have any control over what they do with our tax money. Lynn says, it's getting late and this old woman needs to get to bed. Good stream tonight. Good night, y'all. Well, have a good night. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hello, somebody says, Bree, I have answers to some of your questions and replies to your concerns, reparations, but not enough characters in the chat to share them. There's context that needs to be discussed. Definitely understand that. Hello, Swanky says, like defining and understanding the construct of race, phenotype, and appearance versus heritage, DNA, and ethnicity. That's true too. How it factors into everyday life here in the U.S. Like I said, if you're interracial, I was about to say a new interracial, but like newly interracial, like your parents are the first ones that became interracial. And let's say you didn't grow up with the Black side of your family, you grew up with the white side of your family. Is your heritage, your culture going to be that of Black? Are you going to face the same issues as Black people? I think it gets too muddy. It's going to be difficult to figure out how to do it. Cheryl C says, I applaud Bree in this chat for tackling such a difficult topic and doing it thoughtfully and respectfully, but it's really difficult to elaborate or add context with limited characters. That is true. I definitely get it. Nissa Howard says, birth certificates should be put in national database. A friend of mine can't get hers because of Hurricane Katrina. And it's state by state, and the processes are horrid. State government processes are horrid. Hello Swanky says, it's cool, you know where the rogue lawsuit can be. I know this is not even a topic. It just like popped up on my TikTok right before we got on here, and so it was on my mind. I should not have brought it up. Elisa says, the Irish suffered when they first came to America. No Irish need apply. America is a work in progress, always changing and evolving. I don't think we should live in the past. The thing is that it's not the past for a lot of people still. I face it going to court, and I'm a lawyer, and people question me about being a lawyer. So it's not the past. It's still affecting a lot of Black people, sadly. So I mean, if you don't go through it, then you don't really know. Been treated different from being Black, and then when they get to know you, they'll be like, "Oh, you're a different kind of Black." What do you mean a different kind of Black? What does that mean? So it's kind of hard to say, oh, it's in the past. It's not in the past. We're still dealing with it to this day. Maybe not as bad as some people may have it or had it, but we're still dealing with it to this day. We are still dealing with not owning houses and not being able to progress because the people that make it in our community are then tasked with taking care of the people that couldn't make it back in the 1960s and the 1940s. And those people that are old and should be passing down inheritance to us. Not saying that everybody that's white get inheritance and everybody that's of a different race get inheritance, but Black people are a lot more behind in that generational wealth. We're just now trying to create generational wealth right now when other races, when we compare it to white people, already have their generational wealth. And so we can't really say it's the past because it's still affecting us. Hello Story says anybody who is red, seen Black in the U.S. today is affected by it. Even African immigrants, that's true. And other non-Black PLC, that is also true. That's the issue. What makes it complex is systematic, not individual. Yes, that is true. Elisa says, what benefit? I haven't had a benefit that I am aware of. Wow. It's easy to say that, but it's a levels, it's a sliding scale. It's a sliding scale. I don't want to get all the way into it. I don't want to get all the way into it, but it's definitely a sliding scale. We can even go YouTube. We can even go YouTube and the rate of which some people's channels grow versus other people's channels. But we don't have to get into the politics of that, okay? We don't. It affects us. It affects us. Just take it from the Black folks, it affects us. When it says county clerk, place of death, last birth with parents, any relative can order. Yes, it's still a mess. It's still a mess. Tiny D says exactly. NISA, the U.S. is so backwards sometimes. I think I might have missed her comment. Melanie says the research is hard but possible. It's incredible what can be found online and also right in your family. Like I said, I would be able to find these pictures and things like that. But there's other people that can't. Maybe somebody's house burned down and they don't have those records. Maybe you don't know who your daddy is. Okay? Because that happens a lot in the Black community. You don't know who your daddy is. So how are you even supposed to know where to look? These are things. This says, Tanya D, I had to get one from the Vitals and it costs so much and the process is long. Lisa says, but why keep the past terrible events in your hearts? We're not keeping it in our hearts. Is that how we are treated? Oh, yeah. Also, he says, yeah, but indentured servitude, the Irish is not slavery. Let's see. Melanie Williams says, there are a lot of resources to get started, even in the local library. That is true, but like I said, just because some people can do it, everybody won't be able to do it. Also, he says when Black people are turned down for mortgages, redlining, gentrification, that's all happening to Black people today and within the most recent years. Like, there are still deeds that say that Black people cannot own this house. Like, this is what we can't overlook those things. I don't want to make this into like a political argument type of live stream or anything like that, but there's still mortgages. There's still deeds that say Black people cannot own this house. And white people have recently come out and said they bought a house and found that in their deed and they found it was offensive. So they possibly couldn't have bought that house if they were Black. And that was recently. So this is how it says, check out the book, Punishment Without Crime is about how our system is messed up and biased against the poor and people of color. Yes. And yeah, not even just Black people, the poor too. And generally who's poor? People of color. Hello Swanky says the list of ways in which Black people and descendants of slaves are impacted by slavery even today is long. Generational wealth is definitely one of them. See Tulsa. Yes. Cheryl C says birth certificates are worse than state to state. It's literally where you are born in many towns and counties. Sometimes you need to contact the exact hospital for a copy. I had to. It's crazy. Yes, you are right. Sometimes it is county. Sometimes it is state. I believe in California it's state. No, it's county. For your birth certificate, it's county. Yeah. Mr. Howard says, Cheryl C, I called Dallas, Texas town hall. They hung up on me. He probably was on hold too, right? Oh, y'all going in on the camera. I'm trying to catch up on the chat so I can go to bed. Melanie says, also don't discount talking to your elders. I got an amazing amount of information from my older side, my older family members when I started that didn't mean anything at the time, but made things click. Some of us don't even have grandparents that survived that long. Some that were in jail, one died in jail, or even health, because one of the reasons that they are paying us back, one of the biggest chunks of money when I did the calculator was health risk that we were put into, that our family were put into. So it's a lot. Not being able to afford like really healthy food, so a lot of us are obese. It's a lot. Like it's not. It may be easy for some people, but it's not going to be easy for everyone. Lee says, not being aware of the benefits is a privilege itself. Good. Well said, Lee. Nissa Howard says, Cheryl C, especially with real ID and many jobs requiring birth certificates, yes. Swinky says, haha, yeah, let's not go there tonight, Bree. Might be a little too much for some folks. It was already getting a little, I don't like too much conflict on my channel. This is just a rogue channel, not an aggressive channel. Lee says, genetic genealogy is impressive these days. Tidy says, when we get generational wealth, they took it away. See Black Wall Street and Tulsa, Oklahoma riots. Yes. Witness says, yep, I post stuff for my new half-sister of our relatives' family. Oh, cool. He says, what happens is a lot in a lot of communities, but even if you do know your parents, finding records is still such a task for most of us. That's true. Nissa says, Tanya D and I only learned about that because of the show from HBO. Okay. Lady says, neither one of my grandfathers know who their daddy is. We're white. Hey, it can happen in different communities. Hello Turkey says, a couple years ago, there were recruitment flyers going around Southern California trying to recruit people for the KKK. No lie, in the 2020s. There's other groups too. Melanie says, that's so true. My home is an area of VA that was created specifically for white people and excluded Black owners. This is the thing. And my parents kind of faced that like in 2005. And it wasn't like a segregated community, but they definitely were not, letting a lot of Black people into the neighborhood. Hello, Swanky says, okay, I'm going to stop for now. Bree, you can go to bed because we both know I can go forever. It's all right. Nissa says, Tiny D says, really to Nissa, I don't have HBO. Not sure if I've seen that one. Melanie says, that's true. I don't mean just grandparents. And I'm just throwing out some options. Most of mine came from aunts and cousins. Yeah. If you can find the people with the information for sure. Nissa says, Tiny D, it was very watch your show. All right. Whew, did not mean for that to go that long. Just wanted to get a little bit of opinions on that. We had a couple of opinions in itself. I'm just going to speak vaguely on that. I don't think we're going to see much on that in the coming years. I think it's going to be challenged very hard. We're a small community and there was already still some challenges in here. So I can only imagine what is going to be on the large scale. I've already seen comments on TikTok of like, oh, well, why we don't get it too? We're not really talking about you right now. I'm not trying to be mean, but look, we're not talking about you right now. Like, you're going to have to wait your turn just like we had to wait our turn. So there's that. This is not a political channel. Just wanted to know what Hella Swanky thinks because she be having the good opinions for me. But we might have to talk about that offline more. And then the cases that we covered today, we probably will check in with Kim's case. And then we'll probably check in with the Subway case to see what kind of tea is in the opposition to the motion to dismiss, which is crazy to me. But we probably won't talk about reparations on this channel. Maybe I'll do a private group with we can just have a little discussion. It doesn't have to be live stream or anything like that. If you guys want to kind of get your points out, I just want to know what people think about it. Honestly, I really think it's going to be very hard to implement. I don't know. Like, yes, money is always beneficial, right? But I don't know if that's the best way to do it. How to do it? How do you like? Are we just gonna, if you're Black, you get the amount of money, like all that stuff? Like I said, we could probably do like a private thing offline about that as that develops, because this is, like I said, not a political channel. I don't want to make it a political channel. So yes, thank you all for joining me this lovely Tuesday. I probably will not see you until next weekend. Maybe we'll do like a phone live stream on Friday to get like a behind the scenes of wedding stuff. But I'm not quite sure yet if I'm gonna have time. Gotta, spend time with the husband. So we may not be able to do it, but I might sneak it in for y'all. But thank you guys so much. I'm probably not gonna see y'all for the rest of the week. So I hope everyone has a good weekend. Be on the lookout on the community chat and on Twitter to hear about the members live stream. And if I get some extra time next week, I would definitely update y'all on the community tab or Twitter if we're going to be able to live stream during the week next week. But this is a long live stream I was not intending to have. I thought we were going to be at 2 hours, but that's okay. I had a great time. Hope everyone else had a great time, and I will see you